for Sunday's World Cup final. DHS Secretary Mark Wayne Mullen says states that don't investigate their voters for possible election fraud could lose federal money.
States must be aware of the real threats for voter registration.
California's Secretary of State will review the DHS claims, but says information from the president does not inspire any level of confidence. You're listening to ABC News.
Minnesota's trusted voice. Every hour. Let's get you caught up with what's happening now on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Partly cloudy at 94 at 3:02. I'm Taylor Rivera. This hour's top story: persistent smoke has triggered a maroon air quality alert for Duluth and northeast Minnesota through Monday. The state's pollution control agency has put a multi-day advisory into effect across northern and central counties, warning of dangerous conditions as a heavy plume of smoke drifts south from fires still burning in the Boundary Waters. While northwestern cities like Moorhead should see rapid clearing by tonight, communities like Duluth continue to face extreme conditions into the weekend as officials monitor whether to expand the warning to southeastern regions next week. The Twin Cities metro area has transitioned out of the active alert zone after a cold front helped push smoke levels out of the region. Sun Country Airlines is cutting 1/3 of its September flights at MSP Airport.
The airline has canceled hundreds of flights to popular destinations, including Chicago, due to a pilot shortage, according to an internal memo. The Thrifty Traveler's Kyle Potter says this shortage was directly caused by a growing demand to fly cargo for Amazon.
Sun Country has really indexed itself much more towards cargo operations than everyday passenger service. So, they've made a lot of cutbacks, a lot of reduction to passenger service in order to free up more cargo operations because that's where they believe they can make more money.
He says it's still too soon to tell how local ticket prices will be impacted. Ari Bergeron, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Brooklyn Park Police are asking for the public's help in the search for a home invasion suspect. Authorities are urging residents along the 7600 block of Hampshire Avenue North to check security cameras and yards for evidence after an unknown gunman broke into a nearby townhome early this morning and allegedly assaulted a female victim. The suspect is described as a light-skinned black male in his early 20s with a medium build, standing between 5'2" and 5'6", and was last seen wearing a black hoodie, gray sweatpants, and glasses. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Brooklyn Park Police Department as the investigation continues. Finally, the 87th Minneapolis Aquatennial begins tomorrow with new leadership and new events. The festival is now headed by the Aquatennial Ambassador Organization after 23 years under the guidance of the Minneapolis Downtown Council. This year's Grand Marshal for the annual Torchlight Parade is retired KDWB morning show host Dave Ryan. Aquatennial Commodore Marie Carroll.
I can remember every car ride on the way to school listening to him. So to have Dave, an icon of Minnesota, being the Grand Marshal of what I think is the most iconic parade in our state is very fitting.
The event runs through July 26th. WCCO News Time is 3:05.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Problems for the East Metro 94 eastbound start of the ramp to White Bear Avenue. Got an accident with injuries. Emergency vehicles on the scene. The ramp is blocked. Also, the right lanes. You make way toward the scene of the wreck. 94 westbound is jammed up as you make way past Carmichael Road over to St. Croix River. Southbound 35E. Got your slowdowns there as you move past Victoria Street, heading down to Shepherd Road. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Jason DeRusha here. The Canopy Group represents 16 different insurance companies, not just one. They give you options. Each year, they'll review your program so you don't have to, making sure you get the best coverage at the best price. Do like I did. Go to thecanopygroup.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Take a look at the forecast with WCCO TV Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer, brought to you by the Canopy Group.
Another mild night tonight as we only cool back to about 73. It is going to stay hot this weekend. What we'll love, it won't be as humid. Mostly sunny with a high near 90 tomorrow. We could inch up to about 92 on Sunday. Now, Monday, it stays hot with highs in the low 90s, but it does get humid again. It's a one-off. Here's the best news. Tuesday and Wednesday, our highs will be down in the low 80s.
Right now, it's 94 degrees on News Talk 830 WCCO.
The biggest news stories of the day are just a tap away. Tap that app. The Odyssey app for News Talk 830 WCCO. You're thinking about it. Jason's talking about it. There are no breaks on bold takes here. Buckle up. This is Drive Time with DeRusha. Tuned up and rolling thanks to Luther Kia of Bloomington. Now, live from Minnesota's biggest microphone, here's Jason DeRusha.
Yeah, tap that app. That's what we said. Welcome to Friday on Drive Time with DeRusha. It is Jason. Are you eating salad? Are you eating lettuce? Are you eating bag salad? I'm a little freaked out about it, I got to be honest. And I am so sick of the slowness in getting us information, in the corporate speak from the company that has been implicated in this. But I'm sort of freaked out about eating vegetables. 651-461-9226. Within the last hour, news broke, finally, that the brand that has been associated with this explosive diarrhea, which I'm sorry for talking about explosive diarrhea on the show, but the brand that's been associated with this finally stepped forward and said, yeah, it's us. Taylor Farms. And currently in my refrigerator, I have 2 bags of Taylor Farms bag salad because I like it and I'm afraid to eat it. I talk a lot on this show about thinking that today we tend to be a little overly cautious with things. You know, everything is antibacterial this. Everything is wash your hands a million times. Don't let little Johnny get any dirt on his hands. Like, we're paranoid about everything. I wonder if we're not paranoid enough about our food supply. Taco Bell is what has been linked to this explosive diarrhea. And let me just be not the first to say anybody surprised. I mean, come on. Of all the fast food places in the world, if you had to, maybe that's the question at 651-461-9226. Which fast food restaurant do you think of number one when you think of explosive diarrhea? Chris Tubbs, it's sort of a no-brainer, right?
Yes, it is. There's a close number 2.
Oh, don't say number 2.
Well done. Well, we're talking about this today after colonoscopies, so let's just dig right in.
What's your number 2 most likely to cause explosive diarrhea fast food restaurant?
I would say Chipotle.
Oh.
But Taco Bell is...
Why Chipotle?
I've heard that people have had intestinal issues after eating Chipotle from time to time.
Huh.
But Taco Bell, I mean, it's
I mean, now
I like Taco Bell, but this is kind of on brand.
Now this is starting to feel a little racist to me, Tubbsy. I mean, first you're yelling at Taco Bell and then Chipotle.
But I really like Taco Bell. That's the thing. If I had to go to a drive-through,
right,
this would not dissuade me from going to Taco Bell. Is the risk worth the reward?
Now, when you get something at Taco Bell, what are the odds that there is shredded iceberg lettuce in that item? Pretty high.
Fairly high, yes.
Yeah. Texter says, Jason, throw that damn lettuce out. $7 in lettuce ain't worth beeping your pants for. That's fair. I think that's fair.
we're not going to eat the salad. I'm afraid of the salad. And I did go to the Taylor Farms website, and I sometimes think, like, when I left TV news, I thought about, like, do I want to go into maybe like corporate communications? Would it be fun to work for a big company?
Oh, sure. it would.
After a life working in dysfunctional TV newsrooms, what would it be like to work for a dysfunctional corporate entity? And it's all these years kind of in and out of news cars, live shots in the weather.
But do you really want to be the point person when something is
who has to write
going haywire? Right. Well, like when
Sort
things
of,
go
yes,
sideways.
because I don't know that my opener would be, as a family-owned company, we are deeply concerned for those who became ill. Like, all right, family-owned, that's good.
Mhm.
And these guys did it better, I think, than Taco Bell. Because Taco Bell's statement came out. Could you imagine writing this? So Taco Bell says, while no official advisory has been issued, we believe public health is a shared responsibility among restaurants, their suppliers, and authorities. We are proud to have consistently acted quickly and proactively to protect our guests. Pride would probably not be in my top 3 words.
Yeah, that's not a word that I would use when you're facing a serious health outbreak like this.
180 hospitalizations, nearly 7,000 cases of the kind of explosive poops confirmed or under investigation. But I just wonder, like, the way that we communicate this stuff, there's always a delay. There's always this hesitation. Like, we don't want to, we can't say what company. We're not 100% sure, which I get, because this really isn't Taco Bell's fault, right?
No, it's
Because
not
you
their
just
fault.
have
No.
suppliers,
Yeah,
and
the
you trust that they do their thing.
There's only so much that you can control.
I just want info. I want info. I don't care. And I get it. Like, everybody's worried about lawsuits. Everybody's worried about, is this going to hurt Taco Bell's business? I don't punish Taco Bell for this. I don't know whose fault it is. I just want to know, if you have an outbreak of an illness, like, give me your best guess. Like, we got to figure out a better way to get this information out more quickly. And we have a responsibility as the public to not, like, crucify the company, right?
Right. Not all of these cases have been connected to Taco Bell. I was talking to my wife last night about this. It's like, not all of these cases are connected to Taco Bell, because people have come down with this, but yet they haven't, patronized Taco Bell. So you can't make Taco Bell, the guilty party in all of this.
John brings up a good idea. Let's play Russian roulette with the 2-bag salads in my fridge. I'll eat one bag, he eats the other. Now, Taylor Farms says no Taylor Farms branded salad kits contain iceberg lettuce. So maybe you're all right. I don't know. It's just like, I'm good. Like, Taylor Farms, you got my money. I bought the salad kits at Costco. We're just gonna call it a day. You know what I mean? Like, we're gonna say, like, I guess I can go to the farmer's market. I did have kale the other night. Yes.
What, on purpose?
I'm the guy who eats the kale.
Good for you.
Thank you. Well, it's because I believe in being regular. I don't want anything related to irregularity, and I certainly don't want explosive irregularity,
Mm-hmm.
That's me.
That's why.
Jonathan says Subway is the worst when you're thinking about potential diarrhea-inducing food. I used to, so, like, I'm not a big fast food guy today. I'm not against it. It's just not how I normally go. But, man, back in the day, I could house a foot-long Subway sub, no problem. And when I worked at the swimming pool, I worked at a swimming pool when I was a kid. And by kid, I mean when I graduated college, because I didn't have a job.
Did you wear those little tight red shorts too, and have your little lifeguard sash?
I did have red and blue shorts.
Sun's out, guns out for Jason DeRusha.
Rand Park Pool and Water Slide. And I would go across the street, go to the Subway, and the cheapest sub was the cold cut combo. Now, does anyone know what was in the cold cut combo?
Well, that's your basic bologna and ham.
I think so. Like, I don't know.
It's like ham, bologna, and turkey.
Is that what's in it?
I want to say it's a very
I think
basic,
it's ham,
like a meat.
It's ham, salami, and bologna.
Salami, okay.
And today that costs like almost $10, but back in the day you could get it for like $4. Mm-hmm. I would eat the whole thing. And Jonathan's not wrong. Like if you had to pick what was going to happen afterwards, it might not work out so well for you. Texters.
Did you go back? You went back to work though, and you went into the water after you.
No. I was the concession.
Oh, you were okay.
Manager.
Okay,
like,
that's fair.
Yeah.
Well, that changes everything.
I don't eat at Taco Bell, but it isn't the restaurant's fault. It's the grower, says a texter.
Yep.
Yeah. Out west, it would be Del Taco. That would be your number one concern. Yeah. China Buffet, number 2. Another texter says, just buy Revel brand, the hydroponic lettuce all grown indoors. Yeah, maybe that's the solution. I don't know. I do think we have better testing. We have better tracking. We can find out what is behind these sorts of outbreaks better. But the news within the last hour or so that Taylor Farm. So if you have any of their iceberg lettuce, don't do it. But they are saying that you're fine with their salad. I am saying I'm good.
Yeah, I'm
literally flying to Mexico tomorrow. I will feel more comfortable drinking water directly from the tap in Mexico City than eating those salads in my fridge right now. We're going to break in a minute. I want to talk about the City Council of Minneapolis, which I do think we may need a name for our ongoing City Council segments. Like when the City Council does something that's sort of wackadoo, we need a name for the segment. But they decided yesterday not to take part in a pilot project using drones. But the main reason wasn't a concern about privacy. It was about the company working with ICE and working with Israel. Is that a valid reason to say we don't want to do business with these guys? 651-461-9226. Drive time back in just a minute.
Drive Time with DeRusha is fueled by Luther Kia of Bloomington. Always online at lutherkiaofbloomington.com.
So I was just talking to my friend Bryce over at JH and Sons today because JH got me all ready to go for the vacation I'm going on. It's Jason here for my men's clothing connection. Your headquarters, my headquarters for premium design, premium clothing. And there's a video right now on my Instagram feed that shows the 4 shirts and the 1 jacket that I bought at JH and Sons that I'm taking to Mexico. So I'm going to have sort of 8 different looks because of the great service I got from Bryce and Chuck and Dean and Alicia and the whole crew at JH and Sons. You can experience that difference as well. JH and Sons has fabulous clothing. I talk about it all the time. But the real difference maker is the people. You're going to be taken care of. They're going to know your events. And this is what Bryce was talking to me about today. He's like, look, we got to get a plan for what's going on this fall, what special events you have coming up, what public events you have coming up, because they want to dress me. And they want to do it for you too. Get to jhandsons.com. Sign up for their VIP email list. That'd be a great place to start. But how about this weekend? Get out to the Galleria in Edina and go see my friends. Tell them you hear me talking about them on CCO. It's JH and Sons.
Mike Rowe here with another random fact. Those cracks on your walls aren't just cosmetic. They could mean your home is sinking. Whether it's drywall cracks, exterior cracks, or sticking doors or windows, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to stabilize your foundation. Innovative Basement Authority is now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Chad back here with you. I want to talk about trust and peace of mind. We all need it, in particular in some areas, including your insurance. Maybe it's for your business, or maybe it's more traditional with your house and your car. For me, I have trusted Amber Scholl and Associates with American Family for, what are you guessing, 5 years, 10 years? No. My entire family, whether it's my father or my kids, with American Family, with Amber in particular, for 30 years. We dread something bad happening with our house, with a car accident, but we need people with expertise, with professionalism and availability, and that's what Amber and her team are all about. Reach out to them today. It's worth it. Trust me. 651-738-4811.
What do parents think of back to school at Staples, where supplies start at just 25 cents?
Staples has the latest laptops with up to 40% savings.
I may hug the cashier.
So embarrassing.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
It's a wonderful time at Staples with up to 40% off select tech. Staples.
That was easy.
Visit Staples today or shop online and in the app. Ends 9/12. Exclusions apply.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account. When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything. Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Jason DeRusha.
I'm more of an NPR guy.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
Minneapolis City Council decided not to do this pilot program with drones. Drones sound scary, right? And I have a lot of concerns about the safeguarding of information. If you have drones kind of acting as on-patrol police officers, I got to be honest, I don't care for that. It makes me nervous. I don't trust it. I don't like it. But the city of St. Paul has been using drones when someone in St. Paul calls 911. They're able to dispatch a drone to keep officers safe, to exonerate people who have been accused falsely of things, and to survey the scene and help guide officers where to go. They've used drones during domestic violence incidents. It seems really smart to me, really smart. You know, every time something involving policing comes up in front of the Minneapolis City Council, it is going to be a clown show. It is going to be crazy time. It's going to be performative outrage. It's going to be all of the people who hate cops are showing up. But there is a new front in this discussion, and I don't care for it because to me, it feels like the Democratic Party, and especially the far left of the Democratic Party, has decided that it is open season on Israel. And look, I don't like the leadership of Israel right now. I don't like Benjamin Netanyahu. I do think Israel has gone way too far in their actions against the Palestinians. And also the Palestinians came and, in an act of terror, started this against Israel. should you decide not to go into business and not to use a company because they also use their drones in Israel? To me, you are sacrificing the safety of Minneapolis police officers and Minneapolis residents to try to make a geopolitical point about Israel. Is turning down this business, is this going to make a difference in the war in Israel? Is this going to change Israel's behavior? No. Is this in the vein of how today we need to make our point and we got to stand up? Yes. Do I like it? No. 651-461-9226. Let's play what Robin Wansley said at the city council meeting yesterday. And what she is saying, I think, before you just dismiss it, is like, well, this is a DSA city council member. This is one of the far left wackadoos on the city council. This, I do think, is mainstream Democratic thinking today. Here's what Robin Wansley said.
The vendor does have a documented history of having sold weapons that surveil and kill innocent people. And there is literally no reason for the city of Minneapolis to contract with companies who arm entities such as ICE or Israel who have shown a disregard for life.
The city council of Minneapolis does reflect the attitude of many people in Minneapolis. I do think if you were to poll voters in the city of Minneapolis and say, should we buy school lunch from a company that sells school lunch to Israel? I think the majority of people would say no. And I just think Israel and Palestine has become sort of a shorthand for the left in this country, that I think if you did this with almost any other country, you would be accused of being a racist. And so why has this become so acceptable? Like, this is normal city council conversation. Well, they do business with Israel, so we can't do business with them.
Yeah, it seems, to me, it seems a little misguided. I am not a fan of ICE nor Benjamin Netanyahu. I think they're all just incredible nincompoops. But if you're going to tell me that you can't do business with somebody, that's on them. Like, you can be in business with whoever you want. I don't have to agree with it. I don't have to support it. But I just feel like it's going to an extreme when you're saying, well, we won't do business with a company that does business with ICE or a business with Israel. I feel like that is an automatic cop-out for not wanting to approve this, when there are so many other reasons that you could either approve or deny.
To me, this is all about just, it feels like
performative.
It's a bunch of college kids sitting around just trying to show off like how much they care about human rights.
How much do you feel like, how much you feel that's fake though? Is it
no, I think they genuinely believe they're standing up for something. I don't think it's fake. I know, like, I get hesitant to talk about things as performative because everything's performative. Like, what that is shorthand for people who don't really want to think and don't want to engage in the discussion. I would say this idea that you're complicit with the behaviors of Benjamin Netanyahu because you buy a drone program from a company that also sells a drone program, by the way, to the United States Department of Defense, 29 other allies of the United States, including Israel, one of the allies. If you think that somehow makes you complicit in the actions of the Israeli military in Gaza, I would say you have a child's understanding of what being complicit is. To me, that is just not complicit at all. Israel is paying this company. It's not like this company is doing this for free. So you could make an argument, right? Like by paying taxes to the United States government, you are complicit in the behavior of the Israeli military.
But it's almost
and
like
that's sort of true, right? Like we're funding the U.S. funds Israel. Like, yeah. But like, is that a way to run your city?
But I feel like people think that you are guilty by association. I think that's just, there's always a proxy.
And are you?
To it.
Are you? That's what I'm challenging. I don't think you are. And I think you nailed the truth, Chris, which is the city council is looking for any possible reason to say no to the police. And so here, this is pretty easy. You just drop the new kind of red flag word of Israel, and everyone on the left is like, oh, yes, we'd be complicit and support. Ridiculous. To me, it's ridiculous. Let's break. In a minute, I want to talk about air travel. A couple stories about air travel popping today, including a lot of complaints that the airlines, especially Delta, which was like our kind of gold star airline post-COVID, is flopping. I am flying first class tomorrow for the first time in my life. First time in my life. Is it worth it? Have you guys ever flown first class? 651-461-9226. Drive time back in a minute.
Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO. Ah, the soundtrack of summer in Minnesota. The soundtrack of summer in Minnesota has to include the sound of Minnesota, as heard every day on your Minnesota original. News Talk 830 WCCO.
All right, it's officially the most wonderful time of the year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech, 20% off for teachers, and more. Check out all the deals at staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Injury crash cleared about 5 minutes ago for East 94 and White Bear Avenue. Traffic still remains tight, though, as you come out of downtown St. Paul. South 35 East slows as you move down from Victoria Street toward Shepherd Road. 610 westbound at Elm Creek Boulevard. Got an accident working there. Everything's off to the left shoulder. The left lane was reopened, but again, traffic remains pretty slow as you make way through that stretch. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
We got a show and it's guys and dolls at Chin Heads and Dinner Theaters, and it's a knockout. The Pioneer Press called it a must-see. Star Tribune called it blazing with brilliance. You got gamblers, romance, and show-stopping tunes. Guys and dolls, visit chinheadsandDP.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Well, it feels a lot nicer out there, doesn't it, with the smoke gone? But my goodness, is it hot? Let's get the latest from our chief meteorologist from over at Channel 4. Here's Chris Schaefer.
quiet overnight tonight, still mild as we only drop back to about 73. It's going to be toasty again this weekend. We could extend our 90 streak with a high of 90 tomorrow with plenty of sunshine. 92 on Sunday, but it won't be as humid both days. It will be warm and humid again Monday before the big change comes. Highs will actually fall below average. Tuesday, Wednesday, highs in the low 80s.
Woodbury, it is 95 degrees. It feels like 100. It is toasty. Extreme heat warning in effect until 9 tonight on CCO.
Steering you through what matters. Drive Time with DeRusha. Tuned up and rolling thanks to Luther Kia of Bloomington.
So kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you.
We thank Chanhassen Dinner Theater for bringing us that weather forecast. Are we? Yeah, that's what I thought. I am leaving on a jet plane. Tomorrow, for the first time in my life, I'm flying first class. I know a lot of you think that I am courtside with DeRusha, that I am always living that luxury life. But the truth is, you're slumming it like the rest of us. I will say that I usually buy, well, I've changed my ways. I usually buy the cheapest airfare I can get. And the cheapest airfare today, it's basically like riding a bus, right? The cheapest airfare gets you a seat they assign, no frequent flyer miles. Usually you're seated in a middle seat. And you can't like make a change or cancel. That's sort of right. Like what do they call it now? The lowest fare? It's like basic economy. Main basic is what Delta calls it. Main basic. Now listen to how Delta talks about it. And I'm curious what you guys, if you've ever flown first class, if it's worth it. 651-461-9226. Delta main basic, which they should just call it Delta bus fare, right? Like you're just barely in the bed. Main Basic offers you lower prices with limited flexibility. And it's best for those who aren't concerned with benefits like seat selection, same-day changes, or upgrades. I mean, they really try to shame you with this.
If you just want to
they?
get there for the cheapest amount possible, it's just getting around.
And that's like, I'm not looking for an experience on the plane usually. But tomorrow, we're going to Mexico City for Alyssa's birthday. This is for my wife's 50th birthday. That's what she wanted. And she didn't want first class. I sort of surprised her with that.
Was it a hard decision to think about going first class?
It wasn't that much more expensive, if I remember right. So like it was an upgrade, but it was only, I don't know, it was a couple $100 more or something.
Okay. Direct flight from here to
direct
Mexico
flight.
City? Oh,
Here.
okay.
So it's a 4-hour, 20-minute flight. So to a certain degree, it's kind of dumb, right? Like what? You're flying in the morning. I get a meal. Do I really want a meal? But you know.
Is it Taylor Farm salad?
No iceberg lettuce for me.
Okay, yes, no lettuce.
Texters are well, some are first class people. My friend Jenny, who was a long time legend here at WCCO Radio in the sales department. Jason, welcome to the world of comfort. When my husband and I retired, we decided we would always fly first class. It's lovely. And Delta is our airline of choice. Enjoy. Another texter, only time I've flown first class was when I got upgraded for free because there were 2 babies behind our row and the flight attendant wanted to clear out as many people around them. Worth it? Yes. As a 6'7" tall guy, the leg room was amazing. First class on a short flight is not worth it. Delta One on a long haul flight is so worth it. Being able to flatten the seat into a bed is wonderful, and the food is excellent, says a texter. So Delta One is different from first class. Is that right? Delta One is for the long haul. It's like the long haul international flight.
So there's a first class and there's a Delta One. Like those are two separate things?
I think it depends like what flight you're on, right? So Delta One is regular domestic.
Okay.
Or no, first class is regular kind of
regular domestic
under 6 hour flight.
Okay.
But Delta One is like the super fancy for the long haul.
Those extended like international.
You're flying
overseas.
to Paris,
Okay.
or that sort of deal.
Gotcha.
You get luxury bedding. I don't know. Like, do I want that? Maybe. I'm not very good at sleeping on a flight. Are you? Do you
No.
ever sleep on a plane? I'm not so good at it.
No, I it depends if the flight is early enough and I've got like a window seat where I can like rest my head, my shoulder. Yeah, but I mean, for the most part, I'm reading or I'm doing something else to occupy my time.
Yeah. Texter says, Jason, you have to get one of your kids to work for Delta. When they work for an airline, their parents can fly for free. I've flown on many international flights in first class with my daughter. You're more likely to get an upgrade to first class on an international. It was awesome while she worked there in the corporate office. I would think so. So sometimes I get recognized when I go on a flight. And
that's why you have the facial hair. You want to go incognito.
A little more incognito.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right.
Didn't recognize you without the makeup.
So I always think like the first class, like if I get recognized by someone in first class who then sees me walk back to row 28, I think it makes them feel good, right? And that's what I want to do.
It knocks you down a peg.
That's right. I want to give
Yeah.
the people that gift. Delta One also goes to Hawaii from MSP. Flights over 8 hours is when they do it.
Okay.
As a 6 foot tall woman, it is well worth it, says a texter. But just the fact that you'll have a really nice experience with my wife, and it's a little bit of an extra gift, is going to be very nice. Enjoy.
Well, see, I
We have a lot of tall women listening. So, number of texts talking about being tall. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I think that texter nails it in terms of this is an experience. This is because if you haven't done it,
never done it,
and you
Alyssa's been upgraded. She travels on business more than I do, but I think the upgrade is pretty rare now, isn't it?
I would imagine that they, with the airlines nowadays, they don't want to give you something for nothing.
Right.
Like they want to make you, if you're going to get upgraded, it's going to be for a charge, or, I don't know if there's a way that they're like, hey, we can upgrade you, but then you find out that they add that extra charge after you've already been upgraded. Like, I don't know. It's been a couple of years since I've flown and certainly have never had the option.
Yeah.
But the very fact that it's her birthday, you're going to Mexico City. It's kind of it's a treat, right? Like I think it's an experience that you come back and you can say, okay, I like this. I didn't like this. I would do it again. I wouldn't, because my daughter, like she wants to move overseas after she graduates, and that's great. But I think we want to take a flight over there. But this is good information for me to look at. Okay, the Delta One, a little bit longer. So this is good. This is really good.
Jan on X said $100 upgrade to first class from Fiji to LAX. Totally worth it. Woof. Also the bargain of the century. Like I would for sure upgrade for $100. Wouldn't you? Like if it were just you and your wife, just the two of you flying, you would upgrade for $100, right?
If it's
to first class?
Yeah, if it's a longer flight, absolutely.
Even if it's like, say it's a 3-hour flight to New York, would you upgrade for $100 or not?
I don't know.
Are you that cheap?
I don't know if I'm
$100, Stubbsy.
I don't know. I don't know that I
$50?
$50 maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
$50 you could convince me to upgrade to first class for like a 2-hour flight. If it's something over like 4 or 5, then you can charge me up the nose.
Texter says, I'm not tall, but I am pretty wide. First class always sounds like a dream, but only if it's a free upgrade. Text it with that. Like, what's the max amount you would pay to upgrade? Because for me, I think it was $200 more, but I was comparing like, this is how they get you. So like if you're booking a flight that's like, to go to Mexico City, I don't know, say it's $700. All right. So you're at $700 for steerage. And then they're like, well, you can actually get frequent flyer miles if you pay $780. And you can be in comfort if you pay $870. And I'm like, well, my parents are getting older. I need a little more flexibility. What if something happens? Like I might want to change a flight, right? Like having no flexibility is not really a choice for me today. So you're like, well, all right, now I'm going to be paying $780. And then you're like, well, if I'm going to pay $780 to sit near the bathroom and just have the ability to cancel a flight, if I could pay $980 and sit in first class, I guess I'll know after this trip if it was worth it. But for me, like $200 more bucks, you're like,
Yeah, and
let's do it.
I think to me, it all depends on how much have you already sunk into the.
I suppose so.
Like if you already put hundreds of thousands of dollars, then yeah, it's, to me it would be like, okay, you can put that money in, and it's not going to be that big of a deal if you're not spending a lot to begin with, and then you're like, man, that's going to be like 40 or 50 or 60% of what I've already paid. Is it really worth it? I mean, I think that's kind of where that's where I would weigh it.
Maybe I'm going to find, maybe it's so nice, I'm going to be absolutely ruined.
Bougie DeRusha.
Maybe. In a minute, I want to ask you about the middle seat, because there is an airline that is giving people the opportunity to opt out of having someone sitting next to them. I don't mind the middle seat. Why are you guys so ticked off about middle seats? We'll talk about that when we come back.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
All right, Jason here with a weekend reminder to check out ChrisLindell.com. You know that Chris is a friend of mine. He is a Minnesotan. He grew up here. He is an innovator. He has hustled, man. I think a lot of people look at Chris and you're like, arms wide out on all these billboards. Why is he doing it? Because he's hustling. I admire the heck out of it. He is innovative. He is trying hard to come up with ways to make the home selling process easier. Because the truth is, if you're not in the red hot zip codes at the red hot price point at the perfect condition house, you might be hosed right now. Homes are sitting on the market longer than ever, taking price cut after price cut. The guaranteed cash offer in the Big Red Check is a way for you to sort of get out of that jail, get out of that cycle, offload the stress to Chris Lindell, and just take the cash. Big Red Check sounds real good. If you are considering selling a house soon, in the next 6 months or so, get to ChrisLindell.com. Get a free smart seller guide and find out open market versus Big Red Check. The decision is yours. ChrisLindell.com can help you get there. Hey, it's Jason DeRusha. I thought I knew everything that Livia had to offer. But as Livia continues to evolve, I discovered there's so much I didn't know. Want to see what I mean? Check out Livia.com. Of course, Livia is known for helping people lose weight and keeping it off. But today, they also offer medical weight management, GLP-1 support, hormone health. Whether you're looking to lose weight, improve your energy, or simply feel your best, visit Livia.com today and discover everything Livia has to offer.
And Doug.
Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Let's make this summer your best summer ever. Jason here for Luther Kia of Bloomington, and Luther Kia Bloomington wants to upgrade your ride. Outstanding prices. $399 a month. Sign and drive lease offers on Seltos, Sportage, Nero, and K5. Get out of here. Plus $750 owner loyalty cash on the stunning Kia Telluride and the Telluride Hybrid. Best cars for the money on the market. Check out their brand new facility, now open at 35W and 494. Luther Kia of Bloomington.com.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Spreadsheets, clunky software, 100 different logins just to run your business? Ah.
There's a better way. Odoo. One simple, connected platform that handles sales, inventory, accounting, and more, so you can focus on growing, not juggling. Make the switch today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
You're going to find some slowdowns traveling southbound 35E, Victoria Street, heading down to Highway 13. Northbound slows past Randolph, heading up to Grand Avenue. 35W northbound, a slow ride into downtown Minneapolis. Stop and go stuff in place past Lake Street. 694 westbound, get your slowdowns in place as make way between Central and 252. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
CCO forecast from Chris Schaefer. Tonight, it's still going to be hot. 73 degrees is our low. Tomorrow, mostly sunny. 90, a little less humid. Sunday, 92. Woo! We do see the 80s in the middle of next week, so that's something to look forward to right now. It is steamy out there. Feels like 100 degrees in Minneapolis. It's 93. Extreme heat warning on CCO.
Jason DeRusha
I don't think he's funny. I don't think he's been funny for years.
on News Talk 830 WCCO.
I think people have an unreasonable hatred of the middle seat. We have normalized the fact that so many of you are antisocial weirdos. You hate people. Why do you hate people so much? What's the nightmare of being in the middle seat? It's fine.
No, it's not.
Yes,
you don't want to be. Well, I haven't been on an airline in 2 years, so I can't weigh in on this, Jason. I haven't been on an airplane in 2 years, so I don't know.
One texter said you can't weigh it. You sound like Chad Hartman now, just being a baby about one.
I can't talk about it. I haven't been on a plane in 2 years, so this texter says I can't talk about it. So I'm just gonna see my. No,
Here's the reason.
Okay.
United Airlines is charging more to customers who want to keep the middle seat open. They have an Airbus aircraft, and one of the rows will have an empty middle seat with like a big old tray table. Now, I get it if you're like one of our texters said, I'm a little wider. And I was sitting next to a guy on my flight back from Washington who was, had like the physique of a bodybuilder.
Mm-hmm.
And he had said he was a former college football player and he looked the part. And so, was he sort of crammed in his aisle seat? Yeah. Was it in my space a little bit? Yeah, a little bit. It was fine. So what? He was a little chatty.
Okay.
It was nice. I'm a little chatty.
Yeah, sometimes I don't think it's bad.
Well, why have people decided, is it that the seats are smaller? And I don't think that's it. I think just people are so antisocial
that they act like if someone strikes up a conversation with you, that you have just committed felony assault on me.
Well, I think it's more about, isn't it more about comfort and not feeling like you're claustrophobic or stuck between two people?
I think that's what people say, and I don't believe them. I think it is about not wanting to talk to anybody.
But what if you're traveling with two people that you know and you're in the middle seat?
Well, then you should be fine. Then you're not going to pay for this empty middle seat, right? But this is going to be the upgrade. And the airlines are just any way they can figure out to charge you another $25 or $100 or whatever, they're going to do it.
That's just it. The whole nickel and diming you.
There's a new upsell trying to get people to pay more. And so this idea, I just think it's weird. I know, like, I changed my flight home on Tuesday because my initial flight was delayed. And so I changed my flight, and the two people I was traveling with asked, are there any seats available on that flight that aren't middle seats? I'm like, do you think I'm gonna spend 3 hours sitting in the airport in Washington, D.C. because I don't want to sit in a middle seat? And they did. They did. I think people just hate the middle seat so much.
I know. Some people are antisocial.
Texture says middle seat gets both armrests. It's true. I do think that's true. If you're in the middle seat, you should have both armrests.
You should, or?
Well, that's sort of what's the
protocol?
What's the protocol
for how much room you are going to claim?
We don't know how much United is going to charge on this thing. One texter was asking, how much are they charging?
You know, a buddy of mine that works for WWE is out traveling and whatnot, and he sent a picture the other day on social media where he had the middle seat was actually open next to him. So I'm going to ask him if that was something that he paid for, because as soon as you mentioned this topic, that's the first thing that I thought about. Did he pay for it, or did he just luck out?
You know, I never pay extra to choose my seat. So the idea of paying extra to sit next to an empty seat, I don't know. Just chill out. Just get on the plane.
I feel like it's like a version of roulette, where you're like, hey, if you get there and it's open, great. You feel like you've won the lottery. You're like, you know what? This is good.
It is true.
This is going to be a good flight.
Yes, people never act more excited than when they get that empty middle seat next to them. I mean, other than maybe if you get like the full can of soda instead of just the cup filled. That's always, when you get the can, when they give you the can, Tubbsy, you wouldn't know. It's been a long time.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a whole 2 years.
When you get a can, it's a big deal. Continental Diamond time check. It's 3:58. Time to visit locally owned, incredible jewelry store, award-winning best jewelry store in the Twin Cities, time and time again. Continental Diamond in St. Louis Park. You can check out their inventory of pre-owned watches at continentaldiamond.com.
At Wealth Enhancement, we believe wealth is in the details. Our team of trusted advisors craft personalized solutions to help you achieve your financial goals. Tune in to the Your Money Show on News Talk 830 WCCO every Sunday from 8 to 9 a.m. or go to wealthenhancement.com to connect with one of our advisors.
Heat Prepper Log Day 12. I trained the dog to fan us with a pizza box.
Or get a $59 AC tune-up from Apollo Heating, Air, and Plumbing. Just visit callapollo.com.
The air is cool now thanks to Apollo, but the dog ate the pizza.
Oh, hey, Sarah, did you hear my daughter Katie got Camper of the Week?
That's a big deal.
We got a big deal too, right, Mom?
Honey, shh.
What's that?
Okay, that Hyundai Santa Fe, I only paid.
Nice.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days, or 1.9% APR for 72 months on the Hyundai Tucson, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Hurry, offer ends August 3rd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
More than just news. It's the why behind the headlines. News Talk 830 WCCO. 1029 HD2, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
From ABC News, I'm Wayne Cabot. Nighttime in the Gulf brings another round of American strikes on Iran, putting pressure on U.S. Gulf allies, where Iran is attacking back, and on global energy, as oil soars back above $87 a barrel. In an address last night to the nation, President Trump insisted that the war is going well, ABC's Louis Martinez says there's no end in sight.
There's no indication that the pace is going to slow down, and we're now at 7 days in a row with multiple waves, sometimes striking facilities around the Strait of Hormuz, and now even further inland into into that area then in southern Iran. But what we're seeing is the striking of dual-use targets. What does that mean? That means like civilian structures that could also be used militarily.
The U.S. expanding, hitting more bridges and energy sites in Iran, which is firing back with missiles into the mediator nation, Qatar, and also into Kuwait, damaging drinking water plants in that desert nation. The FDA says Taylor Farms is a potential source of the parasite that has sickened thousands across the country. Taylor Farms is removing iceberg lettuce from central Mexico from the U.S. market. The CDC says bagged lettuce is safe to eat. Still, says a former CDC chief medical officer, Dr. Deb Howry.
We need to continue to, wash vegetables very thoroughly, particularly lettuce at this time.
President Trump saying in a social media post that the U.S. will hold Canada responsible for the wildfires. This response from Doug Ford, the premier of Ontario.
They don't understand that Ontario is twice the size of Texas. And unfortunately, these fires that have happened in the U.S. every single year, we're there to support our great U.S. neighbors. And it's unfortunate they want to politicize this when people's lives are on the line.
Trump says Canada isn't maintaining its forests. You're listening to ABC News.
Minnesota's trusted voice every hour. Let's get you caught up with what's happening now on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Partly cloudy at 95 at 4:02. I'm Taylor Rivera. This hour's top story: at least 18 active wildfires, including 3 in the Boundary Waters, have burned more than 70,000 acres, according to the Minnesota Incident Command Team. Dense smoke has challenged air operations, according to the latest report, which shows fire growth was partially slighted by the cloud cover, lighter winds, and an increase in humidity. Still, persistent smoke has triggered a maroon air quality alert for Duluth and northeast Minnesota through Monday. The largest fire, the Thumb Fire in the Boundary Waters, covers just over 14,000 acres. A man believed to be a ringleader in the Feeding Our Future fraud scheme is back in Minnesota. FBI officials say 42-year-old Abdikerm Idle of Burnsville was arrested on June 26th in Somalia. He was extradited back to the U.S. yesterday. Idle faces 31 counts in connection with the scheme, which siphoned Minnesota taxpayers out of $250 million meant to go to vulnerable children. There have already been more than 70 guilty pleas in the case. Minneapolis City Council members have rejected a program that would have allowed the police department to use drones when responding to emergencies. The 75-day Skydio contract had been heavily scrutinized by some residents, claiming the company works with the Israel Defense Force and ICE. Councilmember Latricia Vita argued the program would improve safety.
The question before us is, will this pilot help the people of Minneapolis? Will it operate under Minnesota state law and Minneapolis's policies, with Minneapolis retaining control of the data and with full transparency? I believe the answer is yes.
The measure ultimately failed in a 6-6 vote. Finally, Sun Country Airlines has cut hundreds of September passenger flights out of MSP. An internal memo revealing that with Amazon air cargo shipping becoming more of a priority and an ongoing pilot shortage, 1/3 of Sun Country's September flights have been canceled. The thrifty traveler's Kyle Potter says the unexpected shift has left major destinations like Chicago, Cancun, and San Francisco facing heavy cuts.
That is a big problem for people, again, especially for the people who are already booked. And then there are others, as they've made these big reductions, where they're not pausing service altogether for the month, but they're reducing their frequencies and how often they fly there. The biggest one being Chicago O'Hare.
He says industry experts are predicting that rival carriers like Delta may capitalize on the move by raising their own fares, leaving travelers left to wait and see how this will impact the cost of tickets. WCCO News Time is 4:05.
This is the Duke's Country Song. It's a song about the best mayo. It has a yellow lid, and its full name is Duke's Mayonnaise. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Traffic update is brought to you by Duke's Real Mayo. North 100 slows Excelsior to 394. South 169 jammed up between 55 and Cedar Lake Road. If you're going to be traveling 52 northbound, got your slowdowns Plato to 94. South 35 East still slows there as you make way past Victoria Street, heading down to Highway 13. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
With a well-designed will, trust, and estate plan, you can have peace of mind. Choose Matt Gutman of Gutman Law to give yourself peace of mind. Call him now, 612-895-1616 at gutmanlaw.com. Gutman Law, peace of mind today for tomorrow.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Let's take a look at the forecast with WCCO TV Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer. Brought to you by Gutman Law, wills, trust, and probate law. Find them at gutmanlaw.com.
Another mild night tonight as we only cool back to about 73. It is going to stay hot this weekend. What we'll love, it won't be as humid. Mostly sunny with a high near 90 tomorrow. We could inch up to about 92 on Sunday. Now, Monday, it stays hot with highs in the low 90s, but it does get humid again. It's a one-off. Here's the best news. Tuesday and Wednesday, our highs will be down in the low 80s.
Right now, it's 95 degrees on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Broadcasting from the Brief Insanity Studios, this is News Talk 830 WCCO. The comfiest pajamas, boxers, blankets, and more from Brief Insanity. They're all available at Ficus and Fig in Burnsville or online at briefinsanity.com. Good questions. Topics you'll probably talk about at dinner. Places to go for dinner. This is the Ride Home Reimagined. Welcome to Drive Time with DeRusha. Thanks to Luther Kia of Bloomington. Now, here's Jason DeRusha.
All right, it is Friday. Yeah, and already the calls are lighting up. People who want to play Card DeSharks, but we're doing something a little different today. We have two contestants who are in studio. They're live in person. My friend Tom Linneman is here. Tom, how are you?
Great. Coming in hot from Toronto, Ontario, where I understand there's some smoky fires.
Did you see the smoky fires
yes,
in Toronto?
Of course. It looked like Breaking Bad outside. I woke up yesterday, 2 days ago. It was a beautiful, perfect day. And all of a sudden you looked and it was like you started hearing the Breaking Bad music, a cartel type of thing.
We had the worst air quality in the world yesterday.
Yeah.
From Minneapolis. We did it.
We did it.
And then we didn't.
But I think I love
it was Chicago and Detroit. And I'm like, if the air quality is going to suck, I would like to be the suckiest. You know what I mean?
I like now comparing it to this air is equivalent to a cigarette. Now we have the cigarette meter. Like this is the first time we've ever had that.
Cigarettes are back. Have you noticed that with the youngs? The youngs are all smoking
Something
again.
to do.
I don't know. They're all very bored.
But
you could try talking to each other and having sex like we all did.
Yeah. Go to
at the same time.
Well, whatever you're into.
To buy you some beer or whatever.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Go to a field.
All right. You're going to play Card DeSharks, but you brought a special guest.
Yes, so I'm coming from Canada, and I brought my friend Bennett Lindemeyer.
You grew up in Stearns County.
I do. I grew up in Stearns County. Yes, you guys know that the neighbor.
Sure.
But I studied abroad in high school and played basketball with this club team with a host brother. It sort of changed my life. Now his son, the 16-year-old prodigal son, I'm taking him on a whirlwind tour of Toronto, Minneapolis. He's going to go to St. John's basketball camp and then out to L.A. Where, as you know, all hell will break loose.
For sure. And your name is? Yeah, go ahead. Oh, is it on there? I think so. Try it.
My name is Bennett, and I'm 16 years old and from Germany.
There you go.
See, so you have a very international studio today, Jason.
Me
coming in from Canada, bringing a German, and now we're here to play Card Sharks.
Why not? Get ready. It is all right, here we go. It is time to play America's fastest growing afternoon AM radio high-low card game. It's Card DeSharks. Let's go. The heat's been on, and so it stays. Then layer on that thick, smoky haze. But today the sky is so much clearer. And just in time as the weekend's drawn nearer. You needn't have money nor conspiracy theories to play right now and guess at our queries on card, DeSharks.
That's well written.
This poem from our good friend Kristen, the poet laureate of Card DeSharks, who writes a custom poem for us. Kristen does that. Here's how we play our game. Tom and Bennett, right? We do a survey. We ask 100 people a question. The answer to the question will be a number between 0 and 100. Tom will give us an answer to the first question. You will say if you believe the real answer is higher or lower. And then it's just a simple card game. First person to flip 5 cards wins $50 at Jester Concepts, where you can go to Parlor in St. Paul on West 7th.
That burger.
Delicious burger. So you can do that right before you go to the Saints game today. Here's our first question. That is World Cup related.
Okay, great. I have World Cup fever because of Erling Haaland.
We asked 100 men under the age of 30, so younger men, do you think you would probably score on a penalty kick if you were in the World Cup?
Okay.
100
American men.
American men.
This changes things.
How confident are you that if you were now, all of you out there listening, or maybe watching us stream this on our
that's cool too.
YouTube channel at WCCO Radio or on Facebook, you can play along. But what do you think, Tom? How many? Now, first of all, do you think you?
I know I could. I thank you for asking.
Yeah.
Yes, I could.
Yeah.
Yes, I could. They pick one direction. You kick it a certain way. It's not like you're asking somebody to kick a 50-yard field goal,
which is very difficult.
Very difficult. But this is not that far away.
It's not that far away.
I think 85.
But you have to fake them out. You have to win the fake out against a World Cup.
There is not a one person in Stearns County who would say no. Not one. Zero.
Melrose, the men of Melrose.
Ross Rademacher might say no, but he's just because he's so humble and honest. But I think it's a high number.
All right.
I'm gonna say 80.
Tom says 80.
80%.
Bennett, do you think you would be able to score on a PK in the World Cup?
No, I can't play football.
You can't play football.
No.
You can tell he's German. Call it a football.
Yeah.
I think we have to figure that out too now after this. The summer's been so much fun. We have to figure out a way to share football custody.
I think that's right.
We have to figure it out.
Bennett, do you think the actual number is higher or lower than 80?
I think lower.
The actual number of American men under the age of 30 who said they think they would probably score a penalty kick at the World Cup is just 41.
Oh,
just
no.
41. Low T men. A lot of low T men out there.
Soft beta softness.
So
cute
Bennett,
little outfits, guys.
Bennett, that's good news for you. You get control of the cards. Do you want the red cards or the blue cards?
I want the blue one.
All right, Bennett picks the blue cards.
This is awesome.
And so your opening card, ace is high, deuce is low, is a 10. You start with a 10. You got the question right, which means you do have the ability to change the card if you want to, but you can stick with this 10. Do you want to go higher or lower than a 10? Or change it?
I'll stick with it.
All right. What do you think? Higher or lower?
Lower, probably.
Lower than a 10? It is lower.
Yeah.
It's a 3.
Oh, you're on a roll.
Now you're cooking. All right. You're on a 3. That's a good card. Higher or lower than a 3?
We go higher this time.
Higher than a 3. It is.
Yeah.
It's an 8. It is higher than a 3. But now you have a decision. Because 8 is kind of a middle card. Could hose you on the 8. You can freeze, which would protect your progress here. And if you get the next question right, you can change the card. And that keeps Tom from having a chance. Or maybe you're a gambler, Bennett. I don't know. You want to go higher, lower, or freeze?
I go all in, higher or lower.
He's going. All right.
I take lower.
He's going lower. The Germans.
Usually they're more steady and stoic.
That's right.
This is wild behavior.
This is crazy. This is like old school
He's
West
a dog.
Germany,
He's a
East Germany
dog.
behavior.
He's a dog.
All right, Bennett, here we go. You said lower. You said lower or higher?
I said lower.
Lower than an 8. It is lower. It's a 2. Oh my gosh.
He's going to run the table?
He is going to run the table, but you know what we're going to do? We're going to take a break.
We have to take a break.
We
Get
have
me
to
back
take
in
a
the game.
break.
This is where soccer, they just create a drinking timeout.
Hydration. It is time for a hydration break. Where do you guys come down on the hydration break, by the way?
I love Gatorade, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying all the new Gatorade flavors. We just have blue in Germany, so I'm here trying all the flavors.
Germany only has blue
And
Gatorade?
red, and red.
Blue and red.
So he's been like housing every version of Gatorade we
Because your favorite Gatorade flavor is
orange. Orange Gatorade. That's the only true medicine. I gave away 400 bottles of that during the pandemic. People get COVID, boom, Uber Eats.
I
orange
had
Gatorade to your house.
I did have orange Gatorade delivered to my house
You
when,
did.
when I got COVID.
I did, because that's the only true. If your homie's sick,
Yeah.
you need to get healthy, orange Gatorade.
I got to tell you, like COVID, overall, COVID, bad. A lot of people died, bad.
Net bad.
For me personally,
Yeah.
getting COVID, it was awesome, man. Like,
Yeah.
people were sending
boys
stuff
send you
to my
Gatorade.
house. I got bottles of wine like dropped on my porch. I got people sending me food where I didn't have to pay the tax of spending any time with them.
No, right.
Amazing. All right, let's break. Card DeSharks brought to you by our friends at Jester Concepts. This weekend, I'd love to see you at Parlor in St. Paul, especially if you're going to that Yacht Club Festival this weekend. Stop in at Parlor. Or North Loop Parlor just launched their very first happy hour. They've never had happy hour at Parlor in North Loop. They have a $10 menu now, so you can get a Parlor Burger slider, which is like the perfect amount of Parlor Burger, I think. I don't know that I need the big boy. Perfect amount. That slider is really good. Drive Time, going to take a break. We'll be back with more Card DeSharks in just a minute here on CCO.
Drive Time with DeRusha is fueled by Luther Kia of Bloomington. Go see Dan Dingman and the crew today, or always online at lutherkiaofbloomington.com.
Let's make this summer your best summer ever. Jason here for Luther Kia of Bloomington, and Luther Kia Bloomington wants to upgrade your ride. Outstanding prices. $399 a month. Sign and drive lease offers on Seltos, Sportage, Nero, and K5. Get out of here. Plus $750 owner loyalty cash on the stunning Kia Telluride and the Telluride Hybrid. Best cars for the money on the market. Check out their brand new facility, now open at 35W and 494. Luther Kia of Bloomington.com.
And Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons. And lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen. And oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live. And you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Well, it's official. My friends have all switched to Pure Talk because I told them they could save a bunch of money on a super reliable high-speed network with unlimited data. And because they're my friends, they trust me. As for the rest of you, well, Pure Talk understands that even though you might like me, you're not just going to take my word for it, nor should you. For that reason, and for a very limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited plan that normally sells for $65 a month. Think of it like a test drive, a super simple way to save $150 while you kick the tires on Pure Talk's blazing fast network, and a fine way to see for yourself why I switched from big wireless, along with a few 100,000 of my closest friends. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and be connected to Pure Talk's friendly U.S. customer service team. Again, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46, and I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-909-9696. 800-909-9696.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WEB-NOW-1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha.
So bold. It's adventurous. It's edgy. You know, it's
risky.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
DeSharks. Normally we come back and I say we got a great game going on, but really it looks like the 16-year-old German exchange student is about to just wipe the floor with the legendary contributor to the Sunday with Corzo, John Sharkman. You guys were at Mall of America before you came here?
Yes, we were.
16 years old. You're from outside Hanover, Germany, which I will say is one of the most beautiful cities I've ever visited. You're laughing. Is it not beautiful?
There are more beautiful cities in Germany than Hanover.
What is the most beautiful city in Germany?
Munich, I would say.
Hard for me to get over the name Munchen. Like when you see it at the train station, like it's a real obstacle for me.
The beer is so big, though. You just
very big.
So as you walk in, you have a giant thing you can barely carry.
At 16, like how old do you start drinking beer in Germany?
Probably the most at like 12.
12, you started drinking beer?
I never drank beer.
Oh, you've never had beer?
He's an athlete. He's a basketball player.
Oh, so you can't.
So he's not even. So I'm sitting in a hot tub crushing Coors Lights last night, and he's trying every Gatorade flavor we have in this fine land.
That's good. Your body is.
And my Diet Mountain Dew. They don't have Diet Mountain Dew in Germany.
What do you think so far? Is this your first time in America?
Yes, it is.
And what do you think of this?
It's great. Happy to try new things, see America. It's much different than anything I know.
Yeah. You know, I think people here wonder what people around the world think of us. Because you have your politics and you think like, oh, everybody hates America right now. What is your impression?
I haven't met bad people so far.
Yeah.
So they were all kind and friendly. So
I think it is the media, right? What we see with this World Cup. That's been the most fun thing is we reminded ourselves that, hey, we're pretty good. We're pretty nice.
Good.
It's fun when you hear a story about somebody coming in and showing someone the way or giving someone a ride. It's contagious.
Yeah.
And I think it's reminded us of that. That's who we are. And all this other, angst with politics, whatever, that doesn't need to be the conversation. Sometimes you're just nice to a newcomer, like a German kid coming in here. People have been so nice because it's like, hey, they want to make it welcome and they want to show off how cool of a place is.
What other countries have you been to?
Turkey and Spain.
They ever put you on the radio in Turkey or Spain?
Nah.
Yeah, didn't think so.
Only in America.
Only in America. What a country! USA!
Just building bridges with Germans. German is the top ancestry in the state of Minnesota. And all we talk about being so Norwegian and all Swedish and all this. German is number one. And every single person in Stearns County.
All German.
Every single one.
German.
We are all related
Yes.
somehow.
German Catholic.
That's it.
And we talk about the Lutheran Norwegian, which
There
to
are
me
some-
is one of the great frauds.
Diversity.
Like who perpetuated that narrative?
It's marketing. It's brand marketing. Because there's not, Scandia. There's a few Lindstrom, Scandia.
Yeah.
But that's it.
I think Scandia and Lindstrom.
That's
with
it.
the umlaut. They
deserve it.
They deserve it.
They own it. They wear it every day. But German-wise, I mean, they were speaking
New
German
Ulm.
until the
You got
70s.
New Ulm.
Yeah, but New Munich. We have literally every new of German town. I mean, Hermann the German. Like, it's a very famous character.
All right, we've done a fine job of getting us closer to the bottom of the hour. So now it's time for our friend Bennett, 16-year-old basketball player about to go to St. John's basketball camp, which if you compare like the St. John's basketball camp to the Johnny Tower University of St. Thomas.
Oh, here we go. I know where you're split on this.
Well, I think
I'm happy for St. Thomas.
Johnny Towers basketball camp used to be good until he went D1 and got too big for his britches.
Oh, really? He doesn't show up there anymore?
I mean, probably he shows up in like a limo or something.
Yeah.
Comes in on his private jet. I don't know.
I was actually driving by Ben. I was showing Ben at St. Thomas. And I'm like, St. John's, a big rivalry. Of course, I went to St. John's. I played football there. But St. Thomas, it's pretty nice.
It is pretty nice.
It's pretty nice down
there.
Their
new basketball arena is pretty good, too. That is for sure. All right, Bennett, you got one card to go. The only way you could lose, and there is, if you're good at math, are you any good at math?
No.
Okay.
I'm bad at math.
So there are 4 deuces in a deck of 52 cards. So your odds are 3 out of 50. I don't know. I can't.
Is ace high or low?
Ace is high.
Okay.
So a push is all that could sink you.
Yeah.
You're on a 2. Higher or lower for the win?
Higher.
Higher than a 2.
It's got to be.
Oh, it's a 4. It's higher. You did it. You did it. Bennett.
Yeah, all right. Congratulations. Another win for Deutschland.
Man, Germany.
1-2 now.
That's
yeah. I beat him bench pressing and I beat him in horse. So now he's finally beaten me.
You finally got him. We always give a player who didn't get a chance to go to the cards a chance to just run the table. So
give me a shot.
Here we go.
Turn the card.
Tom's first card is a king.
Figures. I'll take lower than that.
Lower than a king. It is a 10.
I'll take lower than that.
Lower than a 10. It's a queen.
And there I lost twice.
Rough. This was super fun. Thank you guys so much.
Very good to see you. Should we go to the St. Paul Saints game? You want to go? Can you go?
I might be able to
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
We'll go. 7:10 first pitch.
I have no idea. I'm sure you'll text me.
I'm in charge of Very good. The Saints are playing tonight. It's going to be hot, but at least the smoke has dissipated. Tom and Bennett. Bennett, you're going to enjoy a $50 gift card, and we'll get that to you next week. So that should work out perfect for you. Card DeSharks brought to you by our friends at Jester Concepts. Let's break. In a minute, I want to play Donald Trump roulette. Last night, the president gave a speech that he said was going to be big news. But I didn't trust him, and I didn't watch it, and I didn't listen to it. And so Chris Tubbs has picked, 3 or 4 cuts from the speech, and we're going to play it and decide if the president is full of it or if he had some big news that we should be talking about today. If you watched it or you didn't watch it, I want to know what. Actually, it's better if you didn't watch it and have an opinion on it. 651-461-9226. Drive time back in just a minute.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO, where Minnesota checks in.
What happened in Minneapolis? The world saw it.
And chimes in.
His moral compass is garbage.
We have such a hard time with the religious righteousness.
It's not, Jason.
It's your turn.
You have a soapbox you can stand on.
Add your voice to the mix.
Just absolutely absurd.
I agree with you. Don't listen to this nonsense.
I think I made a mistake in calling.
The CCO talk and text line, 651-461-9226.
All right, it's officially the most wonderful time of the year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech, 20% off for teachers, and more. Check out all the deals at staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy.
What do parents think of back-to-school at Staples, where 24-pack Crayola crayons are just 50 cents?
Staples has folders, notebooks, and pens at great prices.
I'm smiling from ear to ear.
It's the most wonderful time.
Mom, I missed the bus of the year.
It's a wonderful time at Staples, where school supplies start at just 25 cents. Staples. That was easy. Visit your local Staples today or shop online and in the app. Ends 9/12. Exclusions apply.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here at the Uptown Karate Club, where we're about to witness an incredible display of, well, it's hard not to call it anything but a display of stupidity.
Hey, buddy, do you really want to whack that pile of 2x4s with the part of your body that you think with? You know, there are easier ways to prove you're a... Whoa! That's gotta hurt.
Like I was saying, there are easier ways to prove you're a man. For instance, registering with Selective Service when you turn 18 shows that you're a man who's responsible and in charge of his life. Plus, it guarantees that you'll have the chance to receive college loans, job training, and government jobs. And best of all, it doesn't hurt a bit.
Register with Selective Service within 30 days of your 18th birthday. Online at www.sss.gov or at your local post office.
Ooh, that's a nasty bruise.
Oh, it does hurt.
Is that a splinter?
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Things are slow. West 94, Carmichael Road and St. Croix River. South 35E jammed up. Roseland to 94. If you're traveling up on the north side of Metro 35W northbound, slows as you move past County Road 23, heading up to the Forest Lake split. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
We got a show and it's guys and dolls at Chin Heads and Dinner Theaters, and it's a knockout. The Pioneer Press called it a must-see. Star Tribune called it blazing with brilliance. You got gamblers, romance, and show-stopping tunes. Guys and dolls, visit ChinHeadsandDT.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
All right, CCO forecast time brought to you by Chanhassen Dinner Theaters. Let's get your latest forecast from our friend who just celebrated 18 years at CCO TV, Chris Schaefer.
Another mild night tonight as we only cool back to about 73. It is going to stay hot this weekend. What we'll love, it won't be as humid. Mostly sunny with a high near 90 tomorrow. We could inch up to about 92 on Sunday. Now, Monday, it stays hot with highs in the low 90s, but it does get humid again. It's a one-off. Here's the best news. Tuesday and Wednesday, our highs will be down in the low 80s.
Oh, man. That will feel good, won't it? Mostly sunny and 94 in Minneapolis. It feels like 96. I don't know why I told you that 2-degree difference. Who cares? On CCO.
Drive Time with DeRusha, where the conversation's always in drive. Thanks to Luther Kia of Bloomington on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Sort of a sad state of affairs that when the president of the United States says he's going to have a massive speech with big news in it, that my immediate assumption is that he won't. That he's not telling the truth. And indeed today, most of the reporting about the president's speech, which alleged that China was involved in the election of 2020 and blah, 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 blah. Here are some of the headlines today. Trump brings full weight of government to bolster false election claims. Trump's election claims land with a whimper among Republicans. That's the New York Times. So you're like, well, the New York Times, they're no big Trump fan.
That liberal rag.
Washington Post which, that's the Jeff Bezos. Like, they've tried to be less overtly liberal, I think. Trump says 278,000 non-citizens are on voting rolls. Experts say that's wrong. So Chris Tubbs today offered, he's like, we should pull some sound from the president. And I could come on here and pretend like I listened to every word.
You were hanging on everything, Jason.
I don't care about the election of 2020. I don't care. Unless you have massive evidence of fraud, I am relatively uninterested in this idea that there's massive fraud in our election system. I do think there are ways we could run elections better. I do think there are ways we could make people feel more confident in our
streamline
election.
it, sure.
But I also think that people should take some responsibility for the fact that they have allowed themselves to be conned into thinking that our elections are fraudulent. They're not. They're not. Is there some fraud out there? Of course. Has there always been some fraud? Yes. Why are you allowing the president of the United States, who is absurdly obsessed with the idea that he got screwed out of the 2020 election, why are you allowing him to manipulate you in this way? It has turned election security into a talking point that is not a problem. It's not. So for fun, Chris Tubbs has pulled some sound. I have no idea what it is, so let's listen together to the president of the United States. Roll it.
Recently, we found significant numbers of burn bags in formation, and this is a group of bags that were used to destroy information given by President Barack Hussein Obama to be burned. It was supposed to be burned.
What? Is that true? Is that true? The burn bags?
I didn't even know, so significant numbers of burn bags. Are those like ballots that they found in bags that they were going to burn? So they didn't get, these paper ballots, they didn't get counted. Like I didn't, and admittedly, I didn't watch it either. So maybe I shouldn't be talking about it. Yeah.
This is great radio. We should do more segments about things that we have not really listened to. I like it.
But the thing is, though, Jason, you kind of nailed. This is why some of the networks didn't carry it last night, because you kind of knew what was going to happen. There was going to be nothing there that was going to be a revelation. There was going to be nothing new or time sensitive that people needed to know about. It was just kind of, it was rehashing the same old. When you have major networks that wouldn't take prime time for the president of the United States, I think that tells you kind of what they thought of the urgency of what the president was going to say last night. And now.
So this was sort of the burn bag bit. So a burn bag is it's a way government gets rid of documents. And this is supposed to be like China's interference with the election. The FBI investigated this and never filed charges, but Grandpa Trump is happy to bring up some nonsense because he still is a sore loser about the 2020 election. Donald Trump is one of the most remarkable political figures in the history of this country. He went from a reality TV show called The Apprentice, a business career that was marked with classic New York ups and classic New York downs.
Mm-hmm.
And he won the presidency of the United States twice. Why he can't just take the win is sort of a sad statement about his state of affairs. Do we have another random sound effect?
Yes. Yes. Well, not a sound
speech.
Effect. Sound effect speech, kind of in the same realm.
Random sound clip. Here we go. Here again is President Donald Trump. A nightmare, I would think, for every Republican who's trying to get elected in the midterms, who now has to answer for some of this. But what's this one, Chris? Here we go.
Put together, these disclosures reveal an election system so broken and so vulnerable that no one can possibly defend it. It is not defensible.
How did he win? How did he win? Do you guys believe that our election system is not trustworthy? Do you believe that? 651-461-9226. Sort of a simple question. Do you trust our elections? And I would say with the caveat, and I know like many of you do not, and I believe that the reason that politicians are trying to get you to not trust the elections, it's the same reason they don't want you to trust the media. They don't want you to trust experts. They don't want you to trust scientists. It's so they have the control. It's so they can manipulate you.
Yeah, kind of like what you were saying, Jason. There's a large amount of people out there that have allowed themselves to be manipulated and to be hoodwinked. And that's the surprising thing for me. It's like we can sit here and we can talk about, what people perceive as facts, the alternative facts, alternative reality, all these other terms we want to use. But at the end of the day, you're allowing yourself to be manipulated and not fighting back. Like if somebody was trying to manipulate me or lie to me, I would at least try and argue why. Like, why is it that you're telling me something that is verifiably untrue? But yet we've got individuals that are just doing all of these mental gymnastics to just validate the information that they're being told. And I just, for the life of me, I cannot understand why people are okay with that.
Texture says, Jason, Ken from Brooklyn Center, I think everyone should be required to serve one election as an election judge in the entire country. And then I think a lot of problems would be resolved. There is an obsession right now on the election denying crowd with voter rolls. And I wish there was more concern about people who actually voted. Now, I don't like the fact that people end up on the voter roll who are not eligible to vote. But just because you're on the list doesn't mean you voted. So it's evidence of nothing. You can have non-citizens on the voter roll. It doesn't mean they voted. And so you can track this stuff. You can investigate this stuff. There have been people charged. There have been people in Minnesota charged who were not citizens, charged with voting. A significant number of people? No, absolutely not. But it does show that in Minnesota, they are. Look, I've made plenty of complaints about the way Minnesota is run. The way our elections are run are pretty good. They're pretty good.
Over compared to a lot of states, Minnesota does a really good job when you look compared to some of the others.
And they audit it, right?
Yes.
So like a texter says, if they wanted it to be transparent, they would do this with paper ballots and it would go out of nobody's sight. It wouldn't go into a computer where it could be manipulated. And the point is like, how would you ever know if it goes from paper ballot into a computer? I guess I would say that I think you guys are full of crap. I really do. And I think you're good people who have allowed yourself to believe this.
Yes.
But the fact that people today, because you want to believe it to be true, but the fact that really reasonable, smart people are trying to make an argument that we should count everything by hand and that would somehow be more trustworthy or more secure than these computerized systems, it's crazy to me. And do you think Donald Trump is running the White House on paper documents? Do you think he's running his businesses using paper receipts and paper forms? Like, no, this is how we run things. And so, yes, we should be concerned about foreign interference and domestic interference and hacking and all of that.
And that's been going on for years, that foreign countries have been wanting to influence our elections. I mean, this is not anything new. This goes back many, many years.
Now, a texter is saying that the overall speech was really more about pushing the SAVE Act, that is the act that would require states to require voter ID, among other things. But the voter ID thing, and I know like people get very mad at me when I say that I'm in favor of people being required to show an ID when they vote. And I don't care. I am in favor of people being required to show an ID when they vote. I do think that there comes a point where you have to deal with the reality that America does not, or at least a significant percentage of America has doubts about our elections. And I hate that these politicians have fomented this doubt, but they have. And so one way that we could deal with that would be by saying, you know what, it does make sense to require people to show an ID. Now, you can bring up a million challenges, and there are a million challenges to it. If you're a woman who just got married, like that may be a challenge. I think we should have the lowest level requirement. I don't think we should be requiring people to prove their citizenship at the ballot box, because I think that's just too much. I tried to get a real ID at the DMV, and I had to go back, and there were extra documents, and this wasn't right, and blah, blah, blah.
I don't want to be very complicated.
I don't want to make the volunteers do like a citizenship test. I think you can, if you have a close election and you want to challenge it, look at stuff after, I'm fine with that. But I do think it's reasonable to require someone to show an ID to prove they are who they say they are. That's it. Like there are people in senior centers who don't have an ID. I think you would need to require states to have a way to get those people a state ID. And I think this is doable. There are other states who have done this. This is doable. Should we play one more? Do you have one more?
Yes, I've got one, and this is I'm going to go with this one. This is from.
I've heard none of this. So
okay,
this is just live reaction.
Yeah, I'm going to preface this by saying this was Fox News last night.
Okay,
as they were
reacting
their reaction to the president's speech. And again, I don't know who the anchor is. I apologize, but this is Fox News. That is the next 20 seconds. So go ahead and take a listen.
Also heard the president make claims that electronic voting machines are vulnerable and easily compromised. Fox News has not seen that evidence yet, is not in a position to evaluate the accuracy of the president's statements and claims at this time. He also heard the president make claims.
Yeah, it's just.
When Fox News steps away and they're like, we can't verify that. And Fox News was, $787 million that they were sued for, pushing the flip
the
votes,
Dominion,
Dominion story.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of tells you when Fox News won't even jump on board the claims. I mean, is that not anything that somebody be like, man, if Fox News isn't supporting it, then maybe there isn't a there.
Texters say that voter ID, unless it's free, is a poll tax. Yeah, it has to be free. It does have to be free. You have to have. Here is the reality about any of these changes around voting, because I've read a fair amount of research on this. There's a lot of noise about it before the law changes. And the bottom line is generally no difference. Turnout is not suppressed. Turnout is not improved. Turnout only goes up when people are excited about a certain candidate. That's what it is. Texter says that a challenge is a couple years ago, the Minnesota state government allowed people who are here without legal documentation to have licenses. Not going to argue about that right now, but those licenses are not differentiated from your license or my license. So how do we know which license can legally vote? Well, you can challenge it afterwards. And do you guys really think that people who currently are worried that ICE is going to come and snatch them off the street and deport them back to another country are like really first in line to go vote for election day? Like, to me, I think it's preposterous to think about that. It's preposterous.
But it's a fun talking point to sink your teeth into and say, I can get behind the illegal aliens voting and the voter roll issue, which red states also will not turn over their voter roll because it's illegal. It's just, there are a lot of things that are out there that are just fun, to think that it's an issue. but we're trying to find solutions, Jason, to problems that don't exist.
I mean, I think it's reasonable to bring it up, but it's like, it's all just potential. These are not actual
hypotheticals.
Problems. Yeah. Let's break. Getting close to 5 o'clock. Lots more still to come. Charlie Oakes is going to join us at the top of the hour. The Odyssey, hottest movie in the country. Charlie has seen it, and we'll get his review after local news at 5 here on CCO.
Drive Time with DeRusha. Tuned up and rolling. Thanks to Luther Kia of Bloomington.
Hot, hot, hot this weekend. I bet you do not want to fire up your oven inside your house on a 93-degree afternoon, do you? Heck no. It's Jason here, Minnesota Pork Board. They got you. If you go to tastewhatporkcando.com, you can scroll through all of the recipes on their website, and you can filter them by cooking method. So with the weather like this, do you want to grill? What's your go-to? Are you going to go outside and grill? I grilled in the 92-degree weather this weekend. No problem for me. But maybe you want to use a slow cooker so you don't heat up the whole house, or maybe the air fryer. Oh, the air fryer is such a good way to go. Let's take a look at air fryer recipes. How about balsamic pork chops? Oh, that sounds delicious tonight. 8 servings, cook time just 10 minutes. You get yourself 8 3/4-inch top loin chops, a little bit of balsamic vinaigrette. Just pour that vinaigrette right over it. Seal it in like a bag. And then pop it in the fridge for a couple hours, and then boom, 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 air fry it right up. Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. Lots of inspiration for you on the website. 3,000 Minnesota family farmers every quarter of this state. They are encouraging you to have a great weekend, bring people together, celebrate how great it is to be an American, and let's have Minnesota pork for dinner tonight. Oh, yeah.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2026 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Let's make this summer your best summer ever. Jason here for Luther Kia of Bloomington, and Luther Kia Bloomington wants to upgrade your ride. Outstanding prices. $399 a month. Sign and drive lease offers on Seltos, Sportage, Nero, and K5. Get out of here. Plus $750 owner loyalty cash on the stunning Kia Telluride and the Telluride Hybrid. Best cars for the money on the market. Check out their brand new facility, now open at 35W and 494. Luther Kia of Bloomington.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for buying gas. That's right. You can earn cash back with Upside just for buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside, and just last year, I made nearly $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get cash back? If you like extra cash, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back when you fill your tank. Use promo code FRESH to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Brought to you by Leona, Minnesota. Visit buildthenorth.com. 35E northbound, just beyond Victoria Street. Accident off the left shoulder, cleared out a few minutes ago. Traffic remains slow from Victoria up into downtown St. Paul. East 94 is slowing right out of Minneapolis as you head out toward Highway 280. And if you're going to be traveling 35E southbound, slowdowns there between Roselawn and Maryland Avenue. Lyuna, Minnesota reminds you to slow down in construction zones. The members of Lyuna and their union contractors are building better infrastructure for you. So please slow down and pay attention to the road signs when you see orange and yellow. Brought to you by Lyuna, Minnesota. Visit buildthenorth.com. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Hot, hot, hot tonight. Mainly clear. That heat advisory ends at 9 o'clock tonight, but the heat doesn't end. Tomorrow, 90 is the high. Sunday, 92. Right now, it is 94 degrees on CCO.
Drive Time with DeRusha.
He creates a narrative that is advantageous to him. And frankly, at times it's disturbing.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
Is there like a hot day relief that you guys swear by? Because I think ice cream is sort of the worst thing to get on a hot day. And I do like ice cream. But that's sort of the go-to, right? And last Saturday, I went to brunch in St. Paul, and I was with some good friends of ours who have a 13-year-old and then a younger son as well, 2 sons. And they wanted to go to, is it Nelson's Ice Cream? Have you ever been to Nelson?
Never been to Nelson's, no.
Nelson's, the first time I went to Nelson's was in Stillwater. Nelson's, you buy a kid-size ice cream, and the ice cream was freaking delicious. But the kids' cup is like, it was enough ice cream for 4 people. It's craziness. But on a super hot day, doesn't the ice cream just like, it just melts, right? You're dripping all over if you've got it in a cone. Are you a cone or a cup guy?
I'm a cone guy. I'm a cone guy.
The cone is correct.
The cone. The cone
My
is
wife
correct.
always wants it in a cup, and I think, like, why does she hate joy?
Well, as long as you're not walking around with it and being like, "Hey, I got this." I mean, if you're just going from one, especially if you're inside, you're fine.
Do you ask for, if you get it in a cup, do you ask to get the cone also? You know what I mean? Like, could you put the cone?
Oh, no, I definitely.
That's a pro move.
That's a pro move?
Yeah.
Okay.
They'll say yes.
Will they?
If I find most things you ask for, if you ask nicely, they say yes. Now, maybe it's because I'm an incredibly famous celebrity. I mean, that's possible.
I mean,
maybe it's because I'm incredibly good looking. It's pretty privileged that I have all the time.
I mean, you are the CCO version of Derek Zoolander, right? There's more to life than being really, really, really ridiculously good looking, Jason.
I mean, that may be true, but how would I even know?
I don't know how you would know because your sexiness just radiates. Yeah, Taylor walked in at the right time.
Texter says, best thing on this is the correct answer. Best thing on an ultra hot day, a Botanist gin and tonic. Yes. Oh, I'm having a G&T after the. Actually, I should go get one right now.
A G&T.
Look at you. All right. Continental Diamond time check, 4:58. Time to get some ice. And by ice, I'm talking about the diamonds they've got in St. Louis Park. You can check them out at continentaldiamond.com.
You know that feeling when your body is tired, but your brain just won't shut off? We've all been there. Jordana here. That's where CBN comes in. CBN, short for cannabinol, is a naturally occurring hemp cannabinoid known for its relaxing, sleepy effects. Think of it like the lights dimming signal for your brain. While CBD helps you stay calm, CBN helps your body know it's time to rest. That's why we call it CB Night Night. Mini Leaf Night and Night Plus Sleep Gummies combine CBN, CBD, and CBG to help you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer, and then wake up feeling refreshed. Go to minileaf.com, MINNELEAF.com, minileaf.com, the home of Minnesota's best legal products. And tell them Jordana sent you.
Still live, still local, still listening. News Talk 830 WCCO 1029 HD2 Minneapolis, St. Paul.
From ABC News, I'm Wayne Cabot. Blaming Canada for not maintaining its forests. President Trump is threatening Canada with sanctions for sending bad air down here. Reaction from Ontario Premier Doug Ford saying Canada needs help, not threats.
Those same elected officials from the Republican Party, why don't they talk to their governor and see how they can support us?
There are now 888 active wildfires across Canada, including 59 new fires today. For a seventh straight day, the U.S. military is hitting Iran by air. ABC's Patrick Reevell at the Foreign Desk in London.
President Trump suggested that he believes that by bombing and increasing the damage in Iran, he can inflict enough pain to force them to try and to capitulate on their nuclear program. Iran, meanwhile, believes it has no choice but to keep escalating, and that its entire leverage is escalating in the Strait of Hormuz and the economic damage that it does there, and that will force the U.S. to back down. That means we're in something that experts call an escalation trap, where the U.S. will continue to try to escalate, but will not get closer to victory by doing so.
In the meantime, Brent crude was over $88 a barrel today, affecting more than pump prices, says ABC's Elizabeth Schulte.
In total, a new estimate from Moody's Analytics finds that the typical American household has now spent $620 extra in gas, diesel, and jet fuel expenses in the nearly 5 months since the start of the Iran war. Of course, that comes on top of years of stubbornly high prices for other everyday costs like housing, utilities, and groceries. One other ripple effect here: when inflation is rising, we typically see borrowing costs go up. Mortgage rates did just hit their highest level in nearly a year.
It's okay to eat bagged lettuce, says the CDC, because it's not part of the batch suspected of sickening thousands. You're listening to ABC News.
Minnesota's trusted voice. Every hour. Let's get you caught up with what's happening now on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Partly cloudy and 95 at 5:02. I'm Taylor Rivera. This hour's top story: persistent smoke has triggered a maroon air quality alert for Duluth and northeast Minnesota through Monday. The state's pollution control agency has put a multi-day advisory into effect across northern and central counties, warning of dangerous conditions as a heavy plume of smoke drifts south from fires still burning in the Boundary Waters. While northwestern cities like Moorhead should see rapid clearing by tonight, communities like Duluth continue to face extreme conditions over the weekend as officials monitor whether to expand the warning to southeastern regions next week. The Twin Cities Metro has transitioned out of the active alert zone after a cold front helped push smoke levels out of the region. Sun Country Airlines is cutting 1/3 of its September flights at MSP Airport.
The airline has canceled hundreds of flights to popular destinations, including Chicago, due to a pilot shortage, according to an internal memo. The Thrifty Traveler's Kyle Potter says this shortage was directly caused by a growing demand to fly cargo for Amazon.
Sun Country has really indexed itself much more towards cargo operations than everyday passenger service. So, they've made a lot of cutbacks, a lot of reduction to passenger service in order to free up more cargo operations, because that's where they believe they can make more money.
He says it's still too soon to tell how local ticket prices will be impacted. Ari Bergeron, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Brooklyn Park Police are asking for the public's help in the search for a home invasion suspect. Authorities are urging residents along the 7600 block of Hampshire Avenue North to check security cameras and yards for evidence after an unknown gunman broke into a nearby townhome early this morning and allegedly assaulted a female victim. The suspect is described as a light-skinned black male in his 20s with a medium build and standing between 5'2" and 5'6". He was last seen wearing a black hoodie, gray sweatpants, and glasses. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Brooklyn Park Police Department as the investigation continues. Finally, the 87th Minneapolis Aquatennial begins tomorrow with new leadership and new events. The festival is now headed by the Aquatennial Ambassador Organization after 23 years under the guidance of the Minneapolis Downtown Council. This year's Grand Marshal for the Torchlight Parade is retired KDWB morning show host Dave Ryan, Aquatennial Commodore Marie Carroll.
I can remember every car ride on the way to school listening to him. So to have Dave, an icon of Minnesota, being the Grand Marshal of what I think is the most iconic parade in our state is very fitting.
The event runs through July 26th. WCCO News Time is 5:05.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
35W southbound slows 98th Street as you head down toward the River Bridge. 494 eastbound got your slowdowns placed there. Routine 100 and Lindell Avenue. 94 southbound slows past Highway 55 into the Lowry Hill Tunnel. Overall system not looking that bad. 94 westbound minor slowdowns at 494 Maple Grove. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
B&M Tree Services, certified arborists offering tree trimming, storm cleanup, and full tree removal with professional service at prices you can afford. Call 1-800-569-9034 or visit bnmtree.com. Trusted, professional, reliable.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Take a look at the forecast with WCCO TV Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer, brought to you by B&M Tree Service.
Another mild night tonight as we only cool back to about 73. It is going to stay hot this weekend. What we'll love, it won't be as humid. Mostly sunny with a high near 90 tomorrow. We could inch up to about 92 on Sunday. Now, Monday, it stays hot with highs in the low 90s, but it does get humid again. It's a one-off. Here's the best news. Tuesday and Wednesday, our highs will be down in the low 80s.
Right now, it's 95 degrees on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Broadcasting from the Brief Insanity Studios, this is News Talk 830 WCCO. The comfiest pajamas, boxers, blankets, and more from Brief Insanity. They're all available at Ficus and Fig in Burnsville or online at briefinsanity.com. He knows news. He knows talk. He knows nonsense, too. So get ready for a lot of each. This is Drive Time with DeRusha, fueled by Luther Kia of Bloomington. Once again, here's Jason DeRusha.
We're talking birthdays here because Dan Cook is off today. He was off yesterday, too. Yesterday was his birthday.
At what point can you be like, no, you can't take a... If you reach a certain age, you can't have a birthday week.
That's Chris Tubbs. That's
right?
his opinion. I say it's your birthday. If you want to take it off, you should take it off.
Go, Shorty.
It's
your birthday.
I do not take my birthday off. I come to work. Taylor Rivera, who just did the news and couldn't have gotten out of this studio quicker. You know, when you do the news on Friday, people are. It's like Taylor was logged off before she signed off.
Yeah, she one thing about Taylor, she's an awesome kid. I love her. She's so cool.
Kid.
But come Friday, well, I mean, she's like, I just called her a kid.
Yeah,
I did. But boy, she is like a salesperson. She is like, you will not see her after.
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair. Welcome to Drive Time. It's Friday, hour 3 of the show. We finally get some Twins baseball back. The Twins are in Chicago tonight. First pitch is at 7:05. Chris Tubbs will take you up to pregame. That half hour, we're going to talk to our friend Dan Hayes to talk about the All-Star break and where the Twins sit in about 20 minutes. But first, the hottest movie all around the country is the Odyssey. And the reviews have been through the roof. So universally positive, which is so unusual. And on a really hot weekend, I know a lot of you are thinking about spending some time at a nice air-conditioned movie theater. So our Gen Z movie critic, Charlie Oakes, is here with his review because, Charlie, you got to see the Odyssey on Monday, right?
I did, yeah.
And you have been anticipating this movie for a while. The hype was big.
Probably my most anticipated of the year.
All right, before Charlie tells us what he thinks of the movie, I want to play a little bit of the trailer so you guys can get a sense. Most of you have probably read The Odyssey when you were in school. maybe had a little Iliad, had a little Odyssey. Do you remember it? Maybe yes, maybe no. But here is some of the preview for the hottest movie in the country right now, The Odyssey.
Tell me what you remember.
A wife? A son?
And then what?
We won the war. Help me go home.
Dramatic, beautifully shot. Christopher Nolan, the director. Charlie Oakes is our Gen Z movie critic. Charlie, had you read the book? Did you read the book when you were in school?
Maybe in school a long time ago.
It was a long time for me. I don't remember it, to be honest.
I knew a couple things here and there, just as far as like the mythology of it. But no, never fully probably read through the book. And, first time seeing something like this crazy and this big of a scale on the big screen.
Lay out the storyline of this movie for us.
It's basically following Odysseus, played by Matt Damon, and his journey to get home. Kind of in a non-linear timeline. So you'll see some kind of jumps forward, jumps backward. It's almost 3 hours. So it works. It all comes together in the end. But it's about his journey to get back home to get with his beloved Penelope before the Sweeters get impatient and kind of take over Ithaca. Where Penelope and Telemachus are waiting for Odysseus to return. That's his son, Telemachus.
Odysseus, the original story, is fanciful. It's magical. It's mystical. It's bizarro. It's gods. It's monsters. It's all this stuff. Christopher Nolan, I was a little concerned that he was going to do this in sort of like Christopher Nolan style of maybe taking some of the fun out of it and muting the tones. What was this movie like? You saw it in IMAX, right?
Oh, mandatory. Yeah. Great point. Yeah, because he is known to go the practical route and use minimal CGI when possible, which I'm a huge fan of. I always think it's very impressive. I don't want to give away too much, but he does a very good job, I think, of satisfying people that are maybe going in for it for that interest of the monsters and the gods. It's very believable. They built like a 60-foot Cyclops in a real cave in Greece, an animatronic Cyclops, to play that. That's not computer imaging or anything at all. And there's more where that comes from. I mean, the practical effects in this, I've never seen anything as good.
Your, overall review of the movie, what do you think?
Best of the year so far, for sure. Nolan's top 3, I can say with certainty. I need to see it maybe once, maybe even twice more to really, know, okay, maybe is Interstellar gonna,
right?
That it's tough to be Interstellar. That's my favorite Nolan. I can say with certainty this is top 3. It's his most ambitious film. I mean, they had to make a whole new camera for this, a 70mm IMAX camera. Only 41 theaters in the world can actually play it the way it's intended and the way it was shot. We have IMAX theaters here, but they're not 70mm. It's basically just a bigger IMAX screen. But seeing it in normal IMAX is still great. But yeah, it's a total spectacle, and it's amazing the things that he's doing. You can really feel that $250 million production budget.
Kind of crazy to think that they created this is a little bit of the magic of movies, right? We're in a time where everybody likes to stream and they're home. We like convenience. We like the easiest route. But you think here's an artist who actually had his own specific camera made to achieve the vision he wanted.
Yeah, and he's had this vision for quite some time. He was actually originally set to direct Troy in 2004 before somebody else took over. I think it was Wolfgang Peterson is the director's name, but he took over and Nolan said, I don't know if I'm ready for this. I think I'm going to wait. So, jump forward 22 years later, the technology is available. They have this camera made for him, really. And they were able to pull off kind of what he's had in mind for all these years. And it's funny because you look at his filmography and you kind of see this theme of he's always wanted to do the Odyssey. You look at a movie like Interstellar, that's about, McConaughey trying to get home and these themes that kind of pop up in the story of Odysseus. And I just think it's really cool now that after seeing the Odyssey, you can kind of look at those themes within that movie and compare that with his previous work.
It's interesting because, I've read a little bit about the actual filming and the technology and the process that was used here. And in a digital age with CGI, you are able to play back and look at stuff instantly. You do it every day, of course. But in this movie, because it was on this special IMAX camera, it was much more of a process where you couldn't just like hook it to the computer screen to see what it looked like. You had to develop it. You had to, and every day you're watching the dailies to see if it's working out. But it's sort of like the old way, in a way, the old way of how they were making movies, because you have to develop that film.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's not unheard of, but it's, certainly not the way
Today
most
it's unheard of. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's awesome. And then, that paired with, the story of all stories, the epic of all epics, to combine those two things and actually pull it off. I mean, only Nolan can do that.
The cast here is all like A-list stars. Robert Pattinson, Travis Scott, Tom Holland, Matt Damon, Zendaya, Anne Hathaway, Elliot Page.
Common Nolan actors too. I mean, these guys have been around him for films in the past. He likes to reuse.
Yeah. And which makes sense, right?
Oh yeah, totally.
Did you have a favorite performance in the movie?
I did. Yeah. I don't know how to say his last. I think it's John
John Leguizamo.
Leguizamo. Yeah. That was my favorite performance. Yep. And Matt Damon. I mean, it's tough to, Matt Damon's Matt Damon and Anne Hathaway, but Leguizamo for sure for me.
He is so interesting. John Leguizamo is 65 years old. He started in stand-up comedy. Like, I remember him as a stand-up comic, but he's been in so many movies over the years. He's from Colombia.
Oh yeah. Yeah, totally. That's all.
Yeah. But like people of a certain age, you're like, John Leguizamo. Like, yeah, but he was in John Wick.
I just watched a movie last night. He was in Chef with
Chef.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my favorite. It's just insane. It's mind blowing. And then, once you see it, you can kind of look up, was this CGI? Was this practical? Turns out it's practical, and it just gets better after, sitting on it for a little bit.
All right. So people should go see this movie.
Mandatory in IMAX.
And in IMAX.
We
don't have one of the full.
We don't have a 70 millimeter.
70 millimeter.
We have two, one in Southdale AMC, one in Rosedale, standard IMAX.
Okay.
And if you really want to see what I'm talking about, go to the Odyssey's website, and they show you all the different formats and the size comparison of what you're going to be seeing in the theater on the screen, and what you might be missing compared to going and seeing it in a standard.
People have been traveling around the country. There is a story in Variety about a 29-year-old woman who lives in California who drove 3 hours to the closest theater to be able to see it. And she specifically planned out her
Drive Time with DeRusha is fueled by Luther Kia of Bloomington. Always online at lutherkiaofbloomington.com.
Twin City Framers is the industry leader building the largest wood frame projects in town, and they have immediate openings for carpenters. Here's the deal. Large multifamily carpentry pays an average of $5 an hour more than single-family homes. This is your opportunity to work for the best of the business and make more money today. If you're a carpenter or know someone looking for better pay, better hours, great benefits, and on-the-job training, then look no further. Go online to TwinCityFramers.com and apply for an immediate position today. That's TwinCityFramers.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog, but they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Our front paws, hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Drive Time with DeRusha is fueled by Luther Kia of Bloomington. Go see Dan Dingman and the crew today, or always online at LutherKiaofBloomington.com.
Daylight saving is something that Americans hate, the clock change. I wonder if Minnesotans have a different attitude about this. You know, earlier this week when I was in Washington, D.C., I was lobbying Congress to pass the Keep AM Radio in Every Car Act. And instead they passed daylight saving. Permanent daylight saving.
Do we really need permanent? But
do you think, like, are we different here in Minnesota because most of the country doesn't have the drastic scenario that we have during the winter? I think we assume that everyone experiences this.
Yeah, that's true.
We're so far north that it is different. So here's going to be the reality if the Senate actually passes.
Good point.
In Minnesota, from about Christmas through January 10th, the sunrise will be around 8:50 in the morning. That is very late. Very late. So part of the reason you fall back is so the sunrise is at 7:50. That's the latest sunrise. And even 7:50 feels a little late, right? But it's winter. It's part of the bit. 8:50 is really late. Do you guys care? I guess to me, you're just robbing Peter to pay Paul, right? So I don't have a passionate opinion about this one way or the other. I do not find changing the clock to be that much of a challenge, right? It's really not that big of a deal.
No, it's twice a year. It's twice a year.
There is some science around, like there's an increase in heart attacks. There are some challenges that come from this stuff, but I don't know. I don't mind it, but it gets people worked up. So sometimes there are things that, like, if I don't give a crap, which I don't, I say, like, well, let's give this over to the people who do care.
Mhm.
And the people who do care really seem to hate daylight saving / standard, whichever. I don't know. My perspective on this is that it is, if you're a parent with a kid at a bus stop, it is really going to stink in early January when it's dark. That said, sunset then would be more like 5:30. So instead of sunsetting around 4:30. Now, in St. Cloud, for example, their sunrise would be 8:54 or 8:55, so it'd be even later. So I don't know. Texters say there will be businesses and schools that will adjust because of the daylight. The sun should be at its highest at noon, no question. Texters say schools will adjust the start time. Schools will adjust their start times, but the reality is most school districts are using the same bus to go and pick up the high school kids and take them to school, and then they go back again and take the middle school kids that start a little later, and then they come again and get the elementary kids who start
the little
later
ones.
So yeah, the schools will adjust start time. I don't know. I guess I tend to think it's not that big of a deal. I don't know why people care about this so much one way or the other, because I don't care about it, and I believe I'm right.
That's all that matters. It's your show.
Construction companies and workers have already said they'll adjust. Yeah, I think everybody's going to adjust. But
And
but
that's the thing.
why do we have to change it? Why do we have to adjust?
I mean,
it's fine, isn't it? Is it really that bad? Why do we change stuff that does not matter? This is the only crap we can accomplish.
At least it's accomplishing something, and I think it's got bipartisan
Yeah,
support.
I mean, most people around most of the country, you don't have this big of a difference.
Yeah.
It's definitely an issue.
I do think, and you brought it up, I do think because we're further north than a lot of places, that it is much more of an issue for us than it is for, say, 85% of the country.
It's going to be worse for us. Jonathan cares when he loses an hour of sleep. Yeah. I mean, I guess part of me thinks if we can get all of the parents to stop their whining about how sad and how hard it is that little Johnny and little Susie, they were so messed up this weekend. Like anything we can do to get like the Gen Z and young millennial parents to stop acting like they're experiencing things that never happened in the history of the world, I think that maybe that's a win.
Possibly.
Texter says, go mow your yard in the dark and see what you think. That's why what people are going to have to deal with.
Yeah, suck on that, Jason.
Work outside.
Yeah, take that.
Fall back is depressing AF, says a texter. More daylight in the evening. I don't know. Why do you guys care? It's just the clock. It's a human construct anyway. It's all like, it just doesn't matter. I guess maybe it does matter. This is why I say, let the people, whatever you want. Another texter says, change the time zones. Andrew says, change the time zones while we're at it. Would it be better to have them based on latitude? Whoa. Probably would make more sense. Oh, I like that.
I think he's cooking with gasoline. That's a great idea, Andrew.
What if we change the clock entirely? What if we said here in Minnesota, we're going to skip ahead like a half hour? We're going to compromise.
No.
And so.
No, that's too confusing.
I don't.
Go a full 60 minutes. Either go all the way, go big, or go home.
Texter says, we have headlights on our lawnmower. Yeah, I have headlights on my mower too. Do you guys think I'm poor or something? Like I have. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
So that's the benchmark of whether or not you're
settle
rich.
down. It's just a joke. Who's mowing their yard in the winter? I personally mow year round. I don't know why Robert Kennedy text. I don't understand what this text means. They see the scientist who changes when the sun rises, it falls. I don't know. There's a lot of science that's, and to me, this science is questionable, but you get all these, I like to call them morning news style stories. It's like,
scientists are now reporting that the time change means 50,000 people are going to have a heart attack today. I mean, honestly, if your heart is so on the edge that a simple manipulation of the time of day is going to put you out,
it's going to put you out. That's
like your time was up anyway. Maybe your time was up. The clock was ticking.
Yeah. Don't ever sleep. Don't ever travel. Don't do anything. Just be.
27,000 car crashes are blamed on the time change. Like, I guess.
Maybe those people didn't have headlights on their cars.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
If you asked DeRusha, I would be like, well, they probably had it coming.
Serves them right.
Let's talk Twins baseball. Dan Hayes joins us in just a minute. The Twins getting back in action tonight. We'll talk about that when we come back.
Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
So before the show today, I took a trip to Roseville to go see my friends at Tureen Dermatology. It's Jason here for my dermatologist, Dr. Mohiba Tureen, and the entire Tureen team. They are laser focused right now on skin protection. It is UV Safety Awareness Month, and I don't know why you need a month for this. Because Tureen Dermatology, they're talking about it year-round. They want you to cover your skin in this weather. And if you cannot, wear a hat or wear sun protective clothing. They want you to wear sunscreen. I wear sunscreen every day. Cloudy, snowy, sunny, it doesn't matter. Because when you talk to Dr. Mohiba Tureen and say, look, Dr. Tureen, how do you keep your skin looking so great? She's like, sunscreen. It's the number one way you do it. We know that UV rays can cause sunburns, but they also are the leading cause to wrinkles, age spots, and skin cancer. And I want to keep you safe from skin cancer. And one tool in the toolbox is getting that full body skin checkup. If you've never been to a dermatologist to have that checkup, get to Tureen Dermatology, TAREEN, dermatology.com.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Ethos.
Uber is reportedly pausing its ambitious European expansion plans for its Uber Eats food delivery business. The Financial Times reports that Uber has suspended market launches for Uber Eats in 5 of the 7 countries it had planned on for 2026, including Austria, Greece, and Norway. The report says Uber will instead focus on its recent openings in Denmark and Finland, which have gotten off to strong starts. I'm Jason Brooks.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Let's make this summer your best summer ever. Jason here for Luther Kia of Bloomington, and Luther Kia Bloomington wants to upgrade your ride. Outstanding prices. $399 a month. Sign and drive lease offers on Seltos, Sportage, Nero, and K5. Get out of here. Plus $750 owner loyalty cash on the stunning Kia Telluride and the Telluride Hybrid. Best cars for the money on the market. Check out their brand new facility, now open at 35W and 494. Luther Kia of Bloomington.com.
You know that feeling when your body is tired, but your brain just won't shut off? We've all been there. Jordana here. That's where CBN comes in. CBN, short for cannabinol, is a naturally occurring hemp cannabinoid known for its relaxing, sleepy effects. Think of it like the lights dimming signal for your brain. While CBD helps you stay calm, CBN helps your body know it's time to rest. That's why we call it CB Night Night. Mini Leaf Night and Night Plus Sleep Gummies combine CBN, CBD, and CBG to help you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer, and then wake up feeling refreshed. Go to minilleaf.com, MINNELEAF.com, minilleaf.com, the home of Minnesota's best legal products. And tell them Jordana sent you.
Well, it's official. My friends have all switched to Pure Talk because I told them they could save a bunch of money on a super reliable high-speed network with unlimited data. And because they're my friends, they trust me. As for the rest of you, well, Pure Talk understands that even though you might like me, you're not just going to take my word for it, nor should you. For that reason, and for a very limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited plan that normally sells for $65 a month. Think of it like a test drive, a super simple way to save $150 while you kick the tires on Pure Talk's blazing fast network, and a fine way to see for yourself why I switched from big wireless, along with a few 100,000 of my closest friends. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and be connected to Pure Talk's friendly U.S. customer service team. Again, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
North Collins, midway toward Highway 97, got a multi-car crash working. Left 2 lanes affected. Traffic is stop and go as you come up from the Forest Lake split to get ready for delays there. Tack on 10 or better on that one. Traveling along 94 westbound, some slowdowns past 494 in Maple Grove, and then again out of Albertville heading up to Monticello. Jerry Peterson, New Talk HBO, WCCO.
All right, it's officially the most wonderful time of the year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech, 20% off for teachers, and more. Check out all the deals at staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Let's do it. It is sunny in downtown Minneapolis. The smoke has cleared and it is hot. Here is Chris Schaefer.
Another mild night tonight as we only cool back to about 73. It is going to stay hot this weekend. What we'll love, it won't be as humid. Mostly sunny with a high near 90 tomorrow. We could inch up to about 92 on Sunday. Now, Monday, it stays hot with highs in the low 90s, but it does get humid again. It's a one-off. Here's the best news. Tuesday and Wednesday, our highs will be down in the low 80s.
Oh, it's going to feel good, isn't it? Right now in downtown St. Paul, it's 95 degrees. Feels like 101 on CCO.
Drive time with DeRusha.
Weird. It was startling. It's a little scary.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
That is the Dan Hayes walk-up music, and a reminder that the Minnesota Twins are back in action tonight after the long All-Star break. They are in Chicago taking on the Cubs. Friday night at Wrigley Field. Doesn't get better than that. Am I right, Dan?
I will say, like, when you think about it, this is a pretty iconic place to play. I wish it was a little bit cooler and maybe a little less smoky, although that's actually cleared up quite a bit the last couple hours.
Yeah,
but yeah, it doesn't get much better than this.
I was just taking a look at the current temperature in Chicago where it's 89. It feels like it's 98, and they've got that same, you guys have the air quality alert that we had. Our smoke is mostly blown out. So the St. Paul Saints are going to be all right tonight, just hot. But you guys, it's still a little smoky there, isn't it?
It is. It's like still 200. It was like parts of the city yesterday. It was like 650.
Yeah, crazy.
It was insanely gross. Like, it's not as bad as Cleveland. I think I saw Cleveland got an 800 at one point yesterday. But by Wrigley, it's a little bit, I guess the wind and, all the things that make Wrigley what it is. It isn't as bad here. I think it's going to be in the 200s or the high 100s.
We've all become kind of experts on this air quality number that shows up on our weather apps now, right?
We absolutely have. We are not Creed, though. We don't get to Creed. I think canceled last night wisely in Shakopee. But we're going to play. The Cubs have their 2016 World Series winning team, with the exception of obviously Kyle Schwarber and Chris Bryant and a few guys that are still playing. The rest of the team is back to celebrate the 10-year anniversary. there's no way we're not playing this whole weekend. I heard Eddie Vedder's out here this weekend. It should be. We're going to play 3 games in front of 3 sellouts, and it's going to be miserably hot for all 3.
It is a reminder, though, right? Like how epic that moment was in 2016 and how improbable. You know, I grew up a Cubs fan. I know you have much love for the Cubs and for Chicago yourself, but I grew up with the losing, just the Cubs. I grew up with my grandpa just cursing at the TV on WGN television, watching the Cubs as they blew it again, you know? And so when they finally won, it was an amazing feeling and amazing for that city.
I mean, people were on the field. I went to all 7 games of the World Series, and I worked all 7 games of the World Series. People were on the field in the pouring rain in Cleveland until 2 a.m. after they won Game 7. There was that much. It didn't matter. It was pouring rain. Everybody was out there. It was a party that lasted, for a few days. That's just the effect that they had on the city.
Pretty fun to have all those guys back in town, and it would be fun for the Twins to show us what they're going to be in this second half of the season, right? I mean, Dan, when you look at the first half, and you wrote about this at The Athletic, they're not quite a 500 team, but they're pretty close, and I think they absolutely surprised me. I think they surprised you too, right?
Oh, there's no question. The fact that they are this competitive is a little surprising because the bullpen has such a uphill battle. I mean, you came in with just musical chairs for all 8 spots. Really, there was nothing cemented down. And they're 1 game under 500, and it's weird to be this excited about a team that's 1 game under 500, but they played well. They won 16 out of 25. In that time, they played the St. Louis's, they played Houston, they played the Yankees, they played some good teams in there. And, they played some duds too.
Sure.
That includes getting swept by the Dodgers. So this team has played some of its best ball over the last month. I don't sense a team that's worried about starting the second half on the road in Chicago and Cleveland. In fact, I think they'll welcome it, and looking forward to keep playing the way they have.
You wrote about the good and the bad of the first half of the season. And obviously the offense, and Joe Ryan talked about this even during the All-Star weekend, that the offense has really taken a lot of the pressure off of what we knew was going to be a little shaky with the pitching situation.
Yeah, they've collectively, and we just talked to Joe Ryan about his All-Star experience just a few minutes ago, and he was talking about how the group's approach as an offense was just outstanding, and how, he cited Brooks Lee of all guys. He said, look, Brooks Lee is not afraid to take the big hack and try and hit one out. But then when it gets time to cut down to do a little Rod Carew and choke up on the bat and try to drop a single in and just hit the ball to any field, and said that embodies what they've done. He said that the collective approach has just been so good, and everybody's committed to it, and that's been helpful. It's why the Twins are atop the AL and runs scored, and why this team is where they are for sure.
We talk about the bullpen and the challenges of the bullpen, and I think as you get into the second half, and especially the critical next month or so, what a disappointment this sort of ragtag group has been. You knew you didn't have like super reliable people, but you're still hoping that a couple of players would step up. And I don't know, it makes me very nervous going forward, right?
It should, but at the same time, I love that Yoendris Gomez and Andrew Morris have developed the way they have, because
that's been a surprise, right?
It has. I mean, Yoendris Gomez got purchased for cash. Like 3 days after the Twins had seen him pitch against them in Tampa Bay, they acquired him and immediately just got thrown into the 8th and 9th innings in that Cleveland series in early May. And they were just trying him out, just like they're trying out Tommy Nance, the guy they just acquired from Toronto the other day, just like they're trying out Suk Go from the team, the player they acquired from Detroit. They're just turning over every rock and seeing what's underneath it and hoping something works. And that's a good mindset to be in, especially when you have as much uncertainty. But the fact that Gomez and Morris have really given them some guys that can help settle games down, that has been a huge development. And so, yes, overall, when you look at the bullpen, it is certainly disappointing. They're 29th in baseball in ERA, they're 22nd in win probability added. Those are not good stats, but the fact that they can close out the close games late, that is certainly something that's worked in their favor so far.
Dan Hayes is with us from The Athletic, and you also wrote the question I think a lot of us are asking, and that is, with the Twins entering the All-Star break, tied for the wild card spot, the third wild card spot, is this real? Do they have a real chance to actually grab a playoff spot? What's your take on that?
I think with the American League playing the way it is, with the offense and the starting rotation where it is that they just need more bullpen. I mean, look, you're looking at a group that essentially when Joe Ryan and Taj Bradley go, you can look at that and say, we can win a short series with those guys being atop the rotation. That's a good place to start. And the offense has been as consistent as it is. That's another good place to start. So go get some relievers. And that's going to be hard because there's going to be a lot of buyers and not a lot of sellers. But this team doesn't need to go to Dior. They can go to, Neiman. They can just maybe go to more than Big Lots.
Right.
Somewhere in between.
Right.
I don't know what the step up is in between Big Lots and Dior, but somewhere in the middle.
I mean, I think you're trying so hard. It's really nice. It's really nice. It's a little off.
Thank you.
Neiman's is Neiman's the top of the heap right now. Maybe they could go to Macy's.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
Target.
Some sub three ERA relievers.
Yeah, there's somebody there are if you can get one or two, that's a significant difference.
Yeah, and I think they'd be well off if they can get a starting pitcher just as some kind of depth because you've had Bailey miss time with the elbow injury. Connor Prelip's going to hit his innings maximum at some point sooner or later. You want depth, somebody to back up and step in. And, it doesn't have to be a world beater, but it could be somebody that's your fourth or fifth best pitcher. But you want something more just to have enough gas as you're going down the stretch, essentially.
Yeah.
What does a baseball writer do during the All-Star break? Do you get a break? Did you go anywhere nice?
I went home to Chicago. I went to the Obama Presidential Center on Wednesday, and that was awesome.
How is it in person? Because the pictures, and I have a friend who went and said it's really cool. The video and pictures of it make it look a little imposing.
It was really I was there for 3 hours. They said on the menu or on the website, expect to spend 2 hours. I was there for 3 hours. Cool. There were a lot of people. I will say that.
Yeah.
But there's some really cool interactive stuff, and it was just a nice experience. And the building is definitely an imposing building. It's just sort of out of nowhere. It's a monster building, but the grounds it's on are beautiful. It was a really cool experience.
It's pretty good. Pretty good. All right, I'm going to Mexico City next week, so you're stuck with some.
You mean you're not going to get my Limp Bizkit concert review for tomorrow night? I think I'm going to sneak out of here and make it to Limp Bizkit tomorrow night. So we'll whoever's on with me next week, maybe Dan Cook.
All right, I'll
ask about Fred Durst.
I'll make a note so they remember to ask you about. Man, that'd be a fun show to go to. You're right though. The Creed. This outdoor amphitheater? We wanted a great outdoor amphitheater in Minnesota for so long, and now we had the Lightning concert that was canceled, and now a Smoke concert that's canceled.
I know. It's unfortunate because that same show is showing up here tomorrow night and the next night in Tinley Park, and I think we're only going to get to one of them, but we're going to go to Limp Bizkit in Cypress Hill and just go check out.
That'll be great.
It should be fun.
Awesome. Thanks, Dan. Have a good time. I will talk to you in 2 weeks, but we'll hear you here next Friday. Dan
All right,
Hayes.
sounds good, Jason.
Thanks, buddy. Dan Hayes at The Athletic and theathletic.com. 5:49, we'll take a break. Back to wrap up drive time before I'm out of here for a week. And Chris Tubbs takes you up to Twins pregame right here on CCO.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
So when do you need to start thinking about a will? Find out at GutmanLaw.com. What is a living trust, and do you need this? Find out at GutmanLaw.com. What about a power of attorney or probate? We'll get all the answers to your questions when you schedule a free attorney consultation at, gutmanlaw.com. It's Jordana. And I didn't know the first thing about wills, living trust, estate planning, but I didn't need to. All I did was reach out to my friend Matt Gutman and his partner Jamie Ref Wagner. This is their focus: wills, trust, probate, estate plans. Now knowing that my loved ones will be taken care of no matter what helps me sleep at night. Don't wait until it's too late to get these things taken care of. You can schedule a free, no-hassle consultation right on the website. Say it with me, gutmanlaw.com. Gutmanlaw.com, giving you peace of mind today for tomorrow. It's not just a slogan. I sleep better at night now that I have my estate plan in place. Thanks to Matt Gutman and Jamie.
O'Reilly Auto Parts can help take the guesswork out of your vehicle's check engine, ABS, or maintenance light with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
Well, it's official. My friends have all switched to Pure Talk because I told them they could save a bunch of money on a super reliable high-speed network with unlimited data. And because they're my friends, they trust me. As for the rest of you, well, Pure Talk understands that even though you might like me, you're not just going to take my word for it, nor should you. For that reason, and for a very limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited plan that normally sells for $65 a month. Think of it like a test drive, a super simple way to save $150 while you kick the tires on Pure Talk's blazing fast network, and a fine way to see for yourself why I switched from big wireless, along with a few 100,000 of my closest friends. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and be connected to Pure Talk's friendly U.S. customer service team. Again, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, and now we're customizing this rush hour ad to keep you calm, which could help your driving. And science says therapy is great for a healthy mindset. So enjoy this 14-second session on us. I think you've done everything right and absolutely nothing wrong. In fact, anything that hasn't gone your way could probably be blamed on your father not being emotionally available because his father wasn't emotionally available, and so on. And now that you're calm and healing, you're probably driving better too.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Things are pretty slow for I-35 northbound. Move past the Forest Lake split, heading up to Highway 97, where we had an accident working that was blocking the left lane. That is cleared out. Lanes open, but still slowdowns in place. If you're going to be traveling 494 northbound, got your slowdowns there. Past Lake Road, heading up into the Fish Lake interchange. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Hot today, hot tomorrow, hot Sunday. 90, 92, sunny, hot. Less humid, though. So enjoy that. 73 is the low tonight. Right now, it is 95 on CCO.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
All right, we were talking about daylight saving time earlier, going to permanent standard, doing away with the switching of the clocks. I personally do not care. If they want to get rid of it, it's fine by me. I do think people will be annoyed when the sun rises close to 9 a.m. in early January here. But also, I think we can deal with it. Let's go to Greg and Egan, who has a very good point about another benefit of getting rid of the clock change. Greg?
Hey, Jason. Well, I was in Egan. Now I'm at Mendakota Field at Inver Grove Heights waiting for Church League co-ed softball.
Oh, nice.
We're going to do some serious sweating tonight. The angle you missed is automation on this daylight savings time. I've lived through it multiple times. Not every 6 months anymore, but at the key Saturday night, Sunday mornings at 2 a.m. So you have this batch job that runs at 2 a.m. every Sunday morning. Well, what does 2 a.m. even mean when the day is 25 hours long? And what happens when there is no 2 a.m.? And a lot of people have to stand on their heads to make that all work out right.
Oh, interesting.
So it's a good thing that we're getting rid of that.
The computerization, the fact that you repeat, and this happened to me once. I was doing a DJ shift, and the clock flipped from, it was, 2 o'clock, and then it was 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Or it was like
Do you work an
1:59.
Do you work an extra hour, or do you go home and leave it blank? When
Right.
is the next?
They told me to put another hour on my timesheet, so at least I got paid for it. But there were no commercials scheduled because the computer didn't get it. That's sort of what.
Yeah.
That's what you're.
You
bringing
got
up.
paid, but the station didn't get paid.
Yeah. One time in my life that happened. That's good point, Greg.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good luck with the Church League softball action tonight. Oof.
Everybody wins in these games. There are no pro scouts in the stands. Believe me.
I bet not. Thank you, Greg. Appreciate it. Pretty good. That's a good call. I know. I think I can go to the St. Paul Saints game tonight.
You got talked into it, huh?
I did. My wife just responded with an okay. It's not an enthusiastic. I can't wait to get involved.
Yeah. See, my wife, when she gives me an okay is fine, but when I get just a K, I'm like,
woof.
Okay. How am I supposed to decipher just getting because I'll send like a 2-sentence text and I just get a K.
Okay. That's
like,
rough.
Oh, damn. What did I do?
Before I turn it over to Chris Tubbs, who will take you up to Twins pregame, 2 stories in the Star Tribune of note. The first story is an old story that Mike Lindell wasn't paying his property tax and had big outstanding statements. To which I say, that doesn't do much for me. This story does. Republican President Donald Trump has picked Mike Lindell. That's his guy for governor of Minnesota. One of Mike Lindell's biggest issues is voter integrity. Star Tribune reporting that Mike Lindell is not registered to vote in Minnesota. His active voter registration is in Texas. He does not have an active record, says the Secretary of State. I mean, is this really what you want to be the governor of Minnesota? Do people are really going to vote for this? And if you're a Lindell supporter, imagine these same stories being on Peggy Flanagan or Amy Klobuchar. You'll be yelling to the heavens about these crooked Democrats. The not paying the tax story, I feel like almost helps Lindell. You're like, he's an outsider. They're just trying to smear him.
Stick it to the man.
The not having a voter registration in Minnesota? Republicans, man. In this state, they do not want to win. Continental Diamond Time, 5:57. I'll see you in a week.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly